Chuck needs his rating. Hello.
Internet.
Oh, are we on the line?
I think we are.
Cool.
I don't know why it's spooky time.
It's still
It's always
4
spooky
months
time.
till October.
It's always spooky time.
Let's go.
Where's my notification?
I got one.
Oh, you
Your
did?
phone's slow.
Yeah, apparently it is.
Well, I got an email. I turned off
Email.
a bunch of notifications on YouTube.
Email.
Well, I can rent it in standard definition on Amazon. Ooh.
This Trinity thing?
Yeah.
It was a good copy on Tubi. It's just,
On Tubers.
I mean,
You have to log into...
No.
Tubi?
No. It's one of those like
Oh, cool.
20-minute ad break things. Here's one of the things, like it feels like when you're watching the movie that the ad breaks just break into the middle of the scene, but I will say that like I kept backing up after every ad break and I was like, oh no, that's actually directly where the scene transition is. It's just it didn't feel right.
Gotcha.
But so I'm just saying you won't miss anything by
Yeah. I wonder if they have an algorithm that watches for the fade to black.
They probably do, yeah. Or I don't
It
know.
just goes boop, there's an ad.
Yeah. Or just it's not really fade to black because they don't do that often. I mean, they do for real changes, but back in the day. But anyway, yeah, the cigarette burn thing. Like,
Yeah.
then the real change comes.
So I don't know how up on all of shit with me going on you are, but bought a house,
Right.
bought a car,
How's the zoo coming?
have not bought a zoo. I have bombed a zoo. However,
Why, God, why? Why would you bomb a zoo?
that was the name of that movie. We bombed a zoo.
Wait, what?
He watched some dramatic thing about like
It was the zookeeper's wife.
yeah, it's like
And the plot is that basically the Nazis bombed the zoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and I'm a dumbass who was like, oh, so it's we bombed a zoo because I'm an asshole like that.
We were early as shit on this.
Yeah.
Up in this live
Well, we
stream.
got here early and we ate quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, my new car is here.
like
It's outside, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got to go look at it.
Yeah,
It drives itself when you're on the highway, which I can fucking get used to.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Oh my God, can I get used to that?
It's so good.
It is. Why aren't all cars that?
I don't know.
I mean, I know new cars basically are, but holy fuck, man.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it really is. I do it all the
I
time.
need it in stop and go, though. I need it to just be like, hey, you got close enough to the car in front of you. I'm just going to stop. But if you don't have cruise control on, it doesn't seem to want to do it unless you're like about to hit the car. Then
No,
it'll
just let it do that. Just
then it'll give
let
you
it
the beep beep beep
automatically
beep,
do it.
beep and then it'll jam
But
the
mine,
brakes.
mine like totally stops and goes like just fine.
Even
I mean-
do you have to have cruise
Yeah,
active?
Well,
okay.
I mean that's how it all works is
Yeah.
the adaptive cruise control.
Yeah, but if you turn off cruise control for any reason, it will not do the braking at all.
Oh no, absolutely
I've
not.
found.
That's I mean, cruise control is basically like turning on autopilot, and
Yeah.
they just don't use that phrase because that's Elon's
Right.
dumb thing.
Oh, is it?
Well, I mean that's Tesla's thing. I mean, it's not.
It's
his.
what they call theirs. Like, I don't think that they can hold a
No, they can't,
copyright on that
because it's been
Can
yeah.
everything.
Can someone tweet this?
Oh, yeah. I could fucking tweet it. Whatever.
But yeah, I mean
Just
that's.
asking.
But yeah, well, you can't.
I'm just goofing.
You can't set cruise control on mine any lower than 25, and the lane keeping assist doesn't really turn on until you're at 45. So
Really?
you've got to kind of watch your. I mean,
Mine, the lane assist. I have to figure out how the lane assist works on
It's-
mine. But
I mean, it's not specifically 45. I'm just saying I can watch it, and that's about where it kicks in is around 40 to 50.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty dumb. I have a hybrid and they have paddle shifters.
That kind of feels goofy.
Yeah, it looks cool, but it's like,
I
why?
mean, is it like? I mean, is it hybrid or is it like battery first, gas second? Is it like totally electric hybrid?
No, it's a
Okay.
regular hybrid.
Okay.
As far as I know,
Yeah.
it's very.
Because I mean, some of them are like it's totally always running the engine, and other ones are like, hey, I'm an electric car until I run out of juice, and then I turn the engine on.
Yeah, those are the plug-in ones.
Yeah.
That was not available in our state
Okay.
yet, and probably still won't be for a very long time.
Why is it not available in Florida?
Because
Like,
It
what?
was only like California. It was like weird. It was
Because-
like California, Maryland, Delaware. Like
It's-
honestly, I think West Virginia was one. It was really odd. Six
I
states.
blame
Why
it
are
of
they
being
not
of
selling-
the Santases.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Why,
Yeah.
But why are cars sold exclusively in some states? That's Volkswagen did that with the City Golf or the e-Golf.
Our governor
like-
is so bad that like a YouTube channel that has never, ever, I mean, just like through all of Trump's presidency, never has once said anything political. Like, basically, it came to like I don't remember what it was. They were talking about filming in Florida. They were doing a history of Nickelodeon and when they moved to Florida and did all the slime stuff here in Orlando.
Oh, was that a Defunct
yeah.
Land video?
No, it's
Oh.
it's actually Toy Galaxy. But he was
Okay.
basically he's never said anything political. But basically, he was like, so they moved to Florida, where they're currently governed by an amorphized slime or something like that. It was just like I was like, holy shit! It was just like it was so out of left field because he's like never ever said anything that could be remotely be construed as political in the entire history of watching this channel. And I was like, our governor is so bad that he had to take that fucking shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
don't-
unfortunate.
Yeah, I was just like, Jesus. Yeah.
So yeah, we're a day late, but we're like an hour early.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I have tweeted it. Did I tweet it from the right account? The world may never know.
I can tell you, and
No, it's
Ooh.
impossible to tell.
you did.
I did tweet it from the right account.
New Amsterdam Ninja, you son of a bitch. I'm retweeting that.
Of course you're retweeting it.
Well, yeah, I do
Fucking
that.
genius.
Did you say New Amsterdam damage?
No, I said even old New York Ninja was once New Amsterdam Ninja.
Oh, I thought you said New Amsterdam damage, and I thought that's pretty good too.
Yeah, but
Next time.
Yeah.
Gadget.
next time, Gadget.
Oh, Chuck. Chuck has given his jocks rating.
Spoilers.
He actually has. He has justifications for
Oh, really? Good,
for everything.
good job, Chuck.
Sorry. That was some hootie magooters that had been sitting there for an hour.
Yeah, we went to Huey's. Huey Magoo's.
Huey Magoo. That's the actual name. Huey
Magoo's, yeah.
It's Zaxby's.
Kinda. I'll say I think it's better than Zaxby's.
I got the sandwich, and the sandwich basically tastes like Zaxby's. to
I
me.
mean, I think Zaxby's has the same problem of like, here's a piece of like, I wouldn't even go garlic bread. It's really just like
Toast.
it's like buttered Texas toast with
Mhm.
a little bit of garlic on it. But it's like, I have fries and breaded chicken tenders. What the fuck do I need a
Right.
piece of bread for?
Why is there more bread involved in this? There's no
Like,
purpose.
Why are you entering? Why is bread entering into this equation? Like
How
you're
it-
just wasting money.
Yeah. However, I'm a criminal or something, but I enjoy a bread or like a sauce and fries sandwich or roll up, I
Okay,
guess.
Sure.
I usually I
Okay.
do that with my barbecue whenever I get fries. I'll put
Okay.
barbecue sauce and then fries.
I mean,
fold it up
barbecue
in the-
it also tends to have the excess bread, but at least like that directly feels like a sauce.
Yeah, you gotta sop up your
mopping,
sauce,
yeah,
yeah.
a mopping, sopping situation.
A mopping, sopping situation. Details at 11.
Mop it and sop it.
But yeah.
Yeah, you
Huey's
usually
is
have,
fine.
I mean, you usually have veggies, and you're like, using
Yeah.
the bread to
Yeah.
spoon it. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like, this is all handheld food. The bread is weird.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Also, they both do crinkle fries poorly.
Yeah, I mean, it's rare that crinkle fries are done.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Welly.
everyone does
Welly?
crinkle fries poorly.
Listen to me, America.
No good crinkle fries.
There's one place. But listen to me, America. If you are out there making crinkle fries, you need to make them crispy. That's the only way they're good.
Yeah, it should be like. I mean,
Do
they almost need to be flash fried.
Do
Like, the outside should be like nice and crispy, and almost I wouldn't say chewy, but
Do
like a softer interior,
A pillowy
a pillowy
interior.
interior. Yes.
That's the way all fries should be. Crispy
Yes.
on the outside, soft and pillowy, and
Yeah, flash fry that shit. Man,
hot and fast.
flash fried spinach is so good.
Yeah.
Like when you just put in your mouth and it just disappears. Oh,
Crinkles, yeah.
so good.
I've only had spinach like that done right once, and it was this place out at the beach that's not there anymore.
Ragtimes?
No, not Ragtimes. It was
Ragtimes is good.
I forget what the place was.
I will
called.
tell you a place you can go to the beach right now and get that. It still exists. It's called the Fish Company. get their tuna steak, and it's served on a bed of
The
flash
fish
fried
company.
flash fried spinach. I mean,
Where out at the beach is the fish company?
Atlantic Boulevard.
Okay, I could probably look it up. I guess.
Why would you
do
do that?
Do you know where the Royal Palms was at one point in time? See, I'm
No,
old.
I do
I
not.
will give
I
you
don't
really.
remember the Royal Palms.
Well, that's the way you give directions in Jacksonville is by where something used to be.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was the Royal Palms and God, it had Neptune. That was the old name of the theater. It became the Atlantic something.
Okay,
something.
the fish company is the old seafood kitchen, right? Or is
No,
it?
the Seafood Kitchen's actually out front of the fucking fish company, which is funny because they're like in the same neighborhood, but basically like
They're
fish
in the same genre of food as
well,
well.
but I mean, Seafood Kitchen's like that's a squat and gobble seafood place, you know.
That makes it sound horrible.
Oh Jesus, you never heard that phrase?
No, I
Squat and
have not,
gobble.
Oh.
and I love it. Thank you for bringing it into my
Okay.
life.
No, squat and gobbles like that's what I call diners. Like diners are squat and gobbles because you're not there to like hang out or have any ambiance. It's just you're there to eat and fucking get out.
Yeah, and usually you're squatting afterwards too.
Well, yeah. I got it.
So squat, gobble, and squat.
No, I've just that's such a.
That's my law firm.
I mean, I'm honestly surprised I've never said that
Really good
before. It's
accounts.
like
You haven't said that in front of us ever.
Yeah.
Squat and
because
gobble.
that's like such a part of my lexicon.
I'm mad at you for. I've known you for what, 12
Yeah.
years,
Yeah,
and you haven't shared that
at
with
More
me
than
yet?
that.
Yeah, we've been doing the podcast for like 14, right? Isn't it
13
13,
years,
yeah.
13 in a few months.
Yeah.
We've known each other at least.
15 at least?
When did you start at the workplace? What year?
The workplace.
I don't like to even talk about it. Like we're all gone now.
We
but
are
I
all
still
gone.
don't
We've
like
all
to.
finally escaped.
I mean, the only point.
Because
The only
I mean,
point
I
of,
was there. I started there in 2000.
yeah. My only point of reference is that it was probably around 2005 or 6 because I was definitely there for Obama like.
Well, yeah.
oh, this has been happening on every YouTube live stream I've seen.
So even though it's subscribers only, so do
Actually,
they?
I don't think the
subscribe
subscribers only thing is there because it didn't pop up for me this time.
Oh, so is it just?
You have to do that every time, maybe.
I don't know. It's got a weird check mark next to it. It's like a green. It's like
Well,
a.
that's just their avatar. That's
Yeah.
just
Oh, that's what
somebody-
it is.
yeah,
Okay,
it's just somebody made their stupid avatar so it looked like a verified message.
Okay.
Very clever.
Wow, there it is again. Jesus Christ.
But no, I mean, yeah. What was I saying? I don't know. There was a point to something I was saying until the spammer came in. Oh, I think I was just saying the fish company is like a, it's a nice dining place. Like it's, like there's a nice bar and,
Gotcha.
like it's a sit down.
Okay,
It's not
they're-
super
they're
expensive. I'm
deleted.
just saying it's like it's a. Basically, the fish company there's a what do they call that? Catchery? What the hell do they call it?
Fishery?
Hatchery.
Well, they catch. I mean, where they bring the fresh fish in the marketplace. I mean, there's
Seafood market.
Yeah, there was a seafood market, and they started there was like a 4-seat little you could get fresh seafood, and it became super popular, and it was like this in the know thing until it was like, like Euro's sushi place, you couldn't get a fucking seat ever.
Right.
It was like. So they opened up this restaurant they
okay.
send the fish straight from the place to like a nice restaurant now instead of like you having to sit in a little smelly ass fish market and eat good food, but it still smelled like dead fish just
Yeah.
everywhere.
It happens.
When I'm eating fish, I don't mind it smelling like fish in there.
Sure.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Seafood.
Seafood, yeah. Shrimps.
Yeah.
I like shrimps. I haven't had shrimps in a while.
Scallops.
It's been like 2 weeks.
I like scallops too. If they're cooked right, and they're
Yeah.
real scallops, so they're not.
They're not like stingray.
Yeah. What is that? shit?
Stingray pucks.
What is it that they use? It's like
A biscuit cutter. They just right through the stingray.
there's something that they fake scallops that they make.
What are fake scallops?
It's some kind of fish. It's a piece of fish that's not a scallop at all. Very common.
Shark, skate, or stingray meat.
Skate, I think.
Skate.
Skate is what you get around here. I mean, I think it's basically dependent on where you are, but skate's what we get around here.
Yeah.
Like when it's not, because there was a highly rated place on Yelp. I will not name the place.
Oh, no.
Just a seafood place here in Jacksonville that is like
Singletons?
it's on this side of town. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it's like St. John's River.
Oh,
Oh,
St.
yeah,
John's Seafood
yeah,
and Steaks?
St.
Yeah.
John's Seafood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
they suck.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can spill all the tea about
and
shitty
it's
fish restaurants.
totally shit ass fake scallops and
Oh, yeah.
bullshit stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you can't trust fucking Yelp in Jacksonville. It doesn't work.
Oh
Like,
no, it doesn't.
That's why we go to Atlanta and we're like, holy
Because
shit.
people
Yelp
like
works.
people like squat and gobbles
Well,
too much.
People like give Wendy's 4.5
4
stars.
stars,
You know,
yeah.
it's
Well,
like, fuck you. I don't care if it's the best
I
Wendy's.
mean,
in the world.
a lot of people are just like my parents. Are like, did it come out hot and did it come out fast and was it cheap?
Yeah.
Then it was great.
Mhm.
Then it was great.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was great. And that's why I have trouble trusting their recommendations a lot of the time because they're like, this place is really great. And we're like, you like it because it's cheap and the food is
Yeah.
hot.
I like this new taco place around the corner from me. In the neighborhood Facebook group, people are like, there's somebody that's like,
It was hot in there. It was hot, and they didn't. They were speaking Spanish.
and
Oh,
this place has
no.
bomb ass tacos.
Yeah.
Their food is really fucking good.
Listen, I want
And-
the people who serve me tacos speaking Spanish.
Usually, yeah.
I want them barely speaking English.
There are too. I'm going to put my foot down. There
'Cause
are
they know
too
what
many
the
white
fuck they're
people
doing.
making tacos in this country and in
Agreed.
this world.
As a man who makes shrimp tacos every Tuesday
Sure.
in the comfort of his own home.
But you're not selling tacos
No.
to somebody else. There are too many white people selling tacos.
Well, while we're on it, like, let's get the Koreans out of sushi, too.
Hold on now. I like Sushi Cafe. I
No,
don't
I'm
think
just
they're
joking.
run
It's
by,
like,
yeah.
it is. Like, there's too much of a need for
yeah,
sushi.
we have
and
a
most people aren't
Thai
actually
sushi
Japanese.
place near our house.
Ooh, a Thai sushi.
Yeah, but it's run by Korean people.
Yeah, I know. It's hardly any actual sushi places are run by actual Japanese people because it's too popular. And I don't know if you're aware, but Japan's actually kind of a small country.
Right.
Yeah.
Tacos are good though.
Yeah, tacos are real.
I really like tacos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, I just I was thinking of the taco meat on the skewer or the fuck is
Oh,
that
Al
called?
Pastor.
Yeah, Al
Yeah,
Pastor
yeah.
tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, all I could think of was fucking shawarma, and I'm like, it's
Mm.
shawarma, but Mexican shawarma.
Did Mexico learn that from the Greeks,
I don't know.
or
Probably because like,
learn it from
well, I'm just saying, let's.
did they just co-develop independently?
I mean,
'Cause, like,
which
put a
way did
meat on
people
it.
conquer? Not a lot of people were coming from this half of the world and conquering the other way. So I'm just
Right.
saying it's good.
Except for the
chance-
Portuguese, those folks. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well,
Portugal's right next to Spain. Like,
my brain short the fuck circuited right
Alright.
there.
Oh,
I was like,
you're just
it's like
getting- you're getting
Portugal because
Brazil?
most people,
Yeah, Brazil.
most Portuguese
You're
are
thinking of
from
Brazil.
Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah. the Brazilian people speak Portuguese.
Yeah. And that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. But maybe it co-developed because, like,
I don't know.
putting meat on a stick
It does.
is a great idea.
It seems like a way to do it. I mean, spit roasting is not anything new. I think everybody kind of
yeah.
basically learned to cook that way. I think it's
Oh.
more the vertical stacking,
Right.
to keep the flavor dripping down into itself
Mhm.
instead of into the fire.
Mm.
Mhm.
Man, I love
Yeah.
vertically stacked meats.
It's the best. It's the way to do it. Anyway, speaking of vertically stacked meats, we have to talk about New York City. And they vertically stack meat there all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Human meat.
Yeah.
Give me some of them gyros. Chief.
They're called gyros.
I think it's pronounced gyro.
I thought you mean heroes,
Completely different sandwich.
That's a submarine.
but they got the name.
No,
from
it's a sandwich.
Hearing
It's a
the word
hoagie.
Euro. That's
What?
the phrase "hero" comes from hearing the word "euro," and they are like, "Oh, it's a hero sandwich."
Oh.
Yeah, and that's where it comes from, but it's not the same.
Well,
kind
then
of
where does
sandwich.
hoagie come from?
Hoboken.
Or grinder.
Hoboken. And grinder comes from gay
Gay
dude
people.
dating. Yeah.
Yes. But
No, actually, I was going to give you an answer on grinder because I know that it's a squat and gobble term.
Is it an,
squat and gobble.
Actually, there is a squat and gobble in town called Grinders.
is there
Yeah.
a grinder called the squat and gobble?
There might be. Yeah,
There's a guy on
Man.
grinder
there's
called
definitely
squat and gobble.
there's definitely
God.
a guy on Grinder called squat. and
Everyone's swiping on that.
gobble. I don't know
guy.
if that's his name or if it's just like listed under his chief skills.
A German guy named Squat and Gobble.
Oh, it's a team. You'll squat and I gobble, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man, why are we allowed on the
That's
internet?
gives us
I-
Thanksgiving.
I
you know
have
what I'm
no
saying?
idea.
Gives thanks for the squat and gobble.
I don't know why they let us on the internet.
I don't know because it's open.
I don't know
That's
how-
the problem.
I don't know how
Nobody
we've-
They
disallowed
didn't
us
lock
on the,
the
internet,
doors.
yeah.
I mean, that's the problem.
I
You
don't know
know?
how we've kept doing this.
Yeah.
The thing is, we just keep showing up.
The internet
Even,
is
even if
Yes.
nobody's listening.
the
we
internet is
keep
just the
showing
New
up.
York Public Library of the world. Some people are shitting in the corner. Some people are trying to read books. So, you know,
Are we shitting in the corner of the internet? I think we're
I'm
shitting in the
saying
corner
we
of the
might
internet.
lean slightly more towards the corner shitter than the book readers. So
Don't gobble that
yeah,
squat.
I prefer to think of myself as a gobbler. Thank
Yeah.
you
Okay.
very
all
much.
right.
Meatloaf sandwich.
The gooby gobbler. What's
Nah,
it?
not a
The
squatter.
gobbledygooker.
Gobbledygooker.
Total
yeah.
gobbler. Squat and gobble. Jesus Christ. How have you hid this from us for years?
I'm so sorry.
Over a decade.
I'm so sorry. I will try.
We've seen each other once a week.
I
for
will
We've
try-
gone to like Waffle House together multiple
and I
times.
didn't
And
say
you-
the phrase.
And
Yes.
you've never said squat and gobble.
Okay, I will try to think of other things that are in my head that I've
Yeah,
never
make
said.
sure you tell us all
Yeah,
your
yeah.
folksy terms.
Yeah, I guess my southernness doesn't really come out too often until every
Yeah,
once in a while. I'm just
yeah,
like,
just-
here's a yonder and a y'all.
We
Yes.
got to figure out what
Yes.
brings out your southernness. We already know what unlocks Chuck's
Well,
football.
You were just talking about sopping and mopping, so that might have something
Yeah.
to do with it. So, you know.
Oh, I'll sop and mop you.
Yeah.
We've been to barbecue before.
Yeah, but I don't think we said the word sop, and somehow I'm just like, ooh, yeah, I like sopping
Yeah,
things.
just-
Give me a biscuit, I'm gonna sop that shit up.
Yeah, that's all we want. We want folksy,
Oh.
vaguely repulsive terms for food.
Folksy idioms.
Yeah.
Squat. Gobble.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm now going through my brain.
I
of,
feel like you need a baseball, one of those like baseball tees that says squat and gobble on it. We're gonna get you a baseball tee. that
Let's
says-
Google this shit. There's probably a place called the Squat and Gobble. There's got to be. I mean, it's like the curl up and die. It's like, you know,
Oh, there's one in Bluffton.
Squat and gobble?
Yeah.
like every person that's ever was like, I came up with the name of a hair salon. It's called Curl Up and Die. Ha! And it's just like, I don't like the word
Oh,
moist.
this definitely looks like a
Oh,
squat
Jesus
and gobble too.
Christ.
Speaking of Mackie,
That's
I just stole that line about I don't like the word moist, but I'm recommending that you go and, well, you / Jed, I think you will actually like it maybe slightly more than the real thing, but Bo Burnham has an outtakes thing from his inside.
I heard about it, but it's only on YouTube,
Yeah,
right?
it's
I'll point her
fucking
there.
great.
She loved the
Honestly,
first
I
one.
think I liked it more than Inside, the actual
Really?
thing, because it's like it's more of a satirization of the entire internet, because it's
Mhm.
like it's got all the like YouTube ad breaks, but they're all him. Like it's just it's got like the dumb pop up ads at the
Yeah.
bottom and everything. It's so good.
You know, like, the thing is,
But yeah,
I've had YouTube Premium for so long now,
Yeah, I
I've
know.
forgotten what that's
Yeah.
like.
Same.
well, I go. I mean, luckily I visit Tommy every once in a while and suffer.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't stand it. I can't.
Can't stand it.
But yeah, I just go over there. every
Tommy
once
is
in
the king of like, let me show you this YouTube thing.
Yeah, he's
There were-
been
there were
doing that
nights
for
I
like
spent-
the
If there was
entire
a-
20 years
Yeah,
I've
but
known him.
like way back when, and we know we've known you way longer than 2008 because we played Rock Band together, and Rock Band came out in 2007.
Okay.
In fact, I'm pretty sure we played Guitar
Well,
Hero
no,
together.
I just,
before
that's
that.
what I was saying.
But anyway-
my only point of reference is I was at least working at the Times Union before 2008. That's all I
Yeah.
really can tell you.
Yeah, but
Were you
like,
there when I started in 2005?
I can tell you it was definitely after 2001 because I know where I was working
Yeah.
during 9/11 and it wasn't there. And it was, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what it was. When did Pete work there? Because that's who hired me.
Pete.
Yeah, remember Pete, the guy with the sleeve tattoos that he always wore long sleeve shirt and tie because he was trying to cover him up?
Man, I vaguely remember Pete.
You probably don't remember him because if you didn't work in IT, you never did anything. So he
Yeah.
never left his office or did anything. So
I
you probably don't.
vaguely remember
I
a Pete.
vaguely remember him.
But he had like full sleeve tattoos, and it just always
Yeah.
looked out of place because he was like the one dude in like a dress shirt and a tie because he was trying to hide him.
Well, were they all like racist or?
I don't know. I don't really know that I ever saw him.
Yeah, but
I don't-
anyway,
I don't
my
really
point
stare at
was,
guys' tattoos that often.
I've spent nights at T. Stroll's house where literally it was just like, here, look, check this out. Check this out.
If
Check-
there's-
and watching like 45 fucking YouTube videos in a row, and then suddenly being like, why is it 1 in the morning? I have to go home.
If there was ever somebody that should sign up for YouTube Premium and doesn't, it's just like,
I know.
what the fuck, dude? That's all you do is watch YouTube. Why have you not signed up for this? Like,
Yeah, but I bet he has a Netflix subscription he hasn't used.
probably, and probably Xbox Live. He probably hasn't even turned on his Xbox in 5 years, or I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah. When Rock Band died, his Xbox usage died
Yeah.
with it.
Last seen online,
Yeah.
2011.
whenever Rock Band 4 was released.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we should probably do a show.
By the way, the Squat and Gobble, their catering services. We squat where you want to gobble.
Mhm.
And that just turns me off of food entirely.
That does kind
Yeah,
of.
what
That's
the
some
fuck?
bad terminology because
What the
that basically sounds like you're about to give me like some
Yeah,
German Scheisse film.
yeah.
Right, yeah. You're going to shit on my plate.
Well, no, like directly on my face. I mean, that's what it sounds like. Like,
Yeah.
we squat where you want to gobble. I mean, that's my gobble holes on
Yeah.
my face.
They basically just stated that they're going to shit on your face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You squeeze out a Cleveland
That
steamer
food
on my
looks like
face.
shit on your face.
I
That's,
mean,
that's bad looking food. Don't photograph that food.
it's it's incredible how bad so much food looks when you try to photograph it. I've seen
You're right,
Yeah.
but this is just like, come on. Work on your presentation.
Wait, it looks like there's cum on the food.
a couple
That's
of
even
them. Yeah,
worse.
actually,
That
this one right
yes,
there. Yeah,
that Danish on the left.
yeah, this looks like it's got a little
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
a little cummy, if you will.
That's got the old jaglaze on it.
And these shrimp look like
Yeah,
shit. Like
they,
that's
they certainly left their dead mark on that.
Denmark.
Oh man.
And man, country fried steak does not photograph well.
no.
No, it doesn't.
Well, so
That-
many
that
foods are
definitely
like-
looks like it has jizz on it.
So many foods are just monochrome.
Mhm.
Is the problem?
Right.
Like really good food it does not have a lot of color variation.
I mean, there are places that have food that,
Jesus.
you know,
Squat and Gobble's got a 6-page menu.
yeah.
Holy shit!
surprised
Squat and
it's not
Gobble.
You're gonna be
Nine.
squatting for a while just before
Yeah.
you figure out what you want.
Jesus.
Right. Well, half of it's like a breakfast menu. So
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll try to think of some more colloquialisms over time and
Please
feed them
do.
to you.
Yeah. Gobble burger.
Oh come on.
Oh, they got spanakopita. That's weird. Why does a squat and gobble have a Greek section? I'm sorry that I'm derailing. That we're trying to
Oh, they got a
Oh, they have
gyro wrap.
they have a gyro.
Why do they call it a wrap?
I fucking
Gyro
don't
is
know,
a
man.
wrap.
Yeah.
Don't call it a gyro
know.
wrap.
They probably call
Well,
it a
they-
gyro.
They
wrap.
probably also got they deposit all their money in the ATM machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they access
My
it with their
favorite
PIN
is
number.
I was gonna say VIN number is the one that is like, man, everyone from top to bottom has said that is what we say, and it's like, no, motherfuckers, it's vehicle identification
Yeah.
number. That's what VIN means.
And I've been
Also,
very
it's about
diligent.
the movies.
Yeah, I've been very diligent in saying VIN.
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
because dealing with cars because
Just like also
yeah,
don't
I
say
still have to sell my old one
don't
now.
say hot water heater. Like
Yep.
it's
Bless you.
redundant. And also, why would you make the water hot if it was already hot?
Yep.
I mean, if anything, it should be a water keeper warmer because it really never gets cold. That's kind of the idea, is that it's very inefficient for it to get cold.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm gonna have a tankless
Ooh,
new house because it's all gas
Oh.
in the community.
that's
so.
all right. You can give things.
Yeah, but that's probably not happening till November, December. But we have to prepare our house now.
To blow up.
Hopefully, the price blows up.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I'm already kind of want to sell my house because in looking at Zillow, 'cause
I know.
fucking real estate's got
The problem is if finding somewhere else.
oh, I wouldn't find anywhere else. I just become homeless.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What would you do with the money then?
Facilitate my homelessness.
Pay for bindles.
Yeah, I was gonna say like. Do
To
you
get an
think-
RV?
Do you think like bundles and cats come free or bindles and cats?
Well, hobo cats obviously come
Yeah.
free. They
Yeah,
just
we've had plenty over the
That's
years.
true. Yeah.
So would you get an
RV?
RV?
I
and-
know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like, I mean,
I would love to do the RV thing, but I got too much shit,
I mean,
I think I could pare
and I
my
think
shit
I'd get
down.
sick of it.
honestly,
And gas
Yeah.
right now sucks. Like
Well, I
if there
wouldn't
was
go
like
anywhere.
a hybrid RV.
Yeah.
honestly, like I think I would think about if I were to sell this house now, like, and like besides like having to figure out where the studio lives, but I think I would just like I want to go like minimalist. Like, I want to go somewhere and just like build like a room that I live in and a separate building that's like the podcast room, and like that's it. I just like I want to live in like two barns. You know, like, I want like
Yeah.
one barn that's where I live and another barn that's
Yeah.
where the cows live.
No, the movie.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't know, things are.
So are you saying you don't want my old dining room table anymore?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not going anywhere yet. I wait for certain people to still be alive and certain people not to be alive. And
I
Just gonna leave it at that.
yeah,
I have thought about the hobo life, and when I was employed, work from home, I was like, man, I could do RV life right now. Just drive to a new city, park somewhere.
Yeah.
But I still had a lease to think about, and I don't know if I can sell enough of my shit to be able to afford an RV-able vehicle.
Man, there's like a whole book of.
Yeah,
like,
there's a whole book.
Jesus.
Chuck said something about reading it, but reading's for jerks.
Books. Words. The only words I read are on the internet,
Right.
and
That's-
they make me angry.
That's where
every
the
day.
truth is. Speaking of, let's speak truth to
Yeah.
some powers. I don't know.
Sneeze took it out of me.
Did you catch a light sneeze?
Squat.
Oh, that was one of my favorite things I ever saw. Squat.
All right.
What?
I'm in theater mode now.
Oh,
Let's do this.
to be.
Yeah.
Well, not to be.
Speaking to the back of the room.
Whether to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. All right, let's do this. All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Yeah, we're back, and it is episode 543.
Nice.
Correct.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
We are Sans Chuck.
Yeah.
It is a rare sight.
Original lineup.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
it's been
that's
a
true.
while.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Been ages.
It is. It has been a minute or two.
Yeah.
God, now that Chuck's out of the way.
Yeah, Chuck's been too dedicated.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
like, take a week off, man.
Yeah, get out of here. You just go get COVID or something.
But he didn't.
But he
He
didn't.
couldn't even do that.
Yeah, you couldn't
Come
even do
on,
that right.
Chuck.
Come on, do it right. But what we do each and every episode of this here at BAFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. They're good movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1-5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jokes.
However, there are bad movies, and to stay away, they get a negative sliding scale, 1-5 bags, as in giant bags of trash.
Boo.
Trash. Don't like.
So
Bin it.
this week is kind of a unique a unique thing. It's a unique experience.
Unique
because-
up
I
on
think Chuck's disappointed he missed this week
Okay.
because
Well-
he sent a rating. He's got justifications. He's texted them to me, but this is a very unique thing,
Yes.
and it's a very Chuck thing as well.
Yeah, so the movie we're covering is New York Ninja, and I know I normally say a year before that, and that's because this is a movie that was filmed in 1984, or was going to be released in 1984. It basically got scrapped somewhere along the way.
Yeah, it was never completed.
Never completed.
Never edited.
And the reels, but only the visual reels with no attached sound, were found in the Vinegar Syndrome archives
Yep.
amongst all of the various and assorted companies they've acquired over the years. And one of their people saw the reels and was like, I'm going to finish this movie with no script, no dialogue, no anything except for the reels that were there, and was basically like, I'm going to make two references, and one of them I don't want to make, but just so you understand, it's basically did a Kung Pao / What's Up Tiger Lily thing with this, which is just
Right.
I'm going to take this like thing that I don't really know what it's about. I don't know, who said what or when. At least with those, I think they at least had the original movie, and they were just like, toss that aside, we're going to do our own thing. But this was just like, I'm just going to wing it. So
Yeah, figuring out what hired lip sync people to read all of the lips on
Apparently,
screen.
that's not true.
Oh, it's
Apparently,
not.
we were lied to.
That's what Chuck told me. Chuck lied.
I know. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Either
apparently.
way, like they did a good job of syncing up
They did a
what
great
it sure
job,
looked
yeah.
like they were saying for most of the movie.
Yeah, so this is a little bit unique because it's a little Sharknado-y in that it's a modern day reinterpretation of trying to maybe more of what was the other thing? God, what was the cop thing that everyone went nuts for?
Dangerous Men.
No, there was like that short that got all the
Oh,
Kung Fury?
Kung Fury,
Yeah.
like that, where it was like, a modern day interpretation of like this is what we think 80s movies look like. That being said,
this is all 80s
This-
footage.
This
This-
was an 80s movie.
this is
yeah,
an 80s.
just-
This
yeah.
is an 80s movie. I would say that this mostly is taken care of, like, and I've brought this up before, like the Star Trek remasters, where it's like we don't want this to look modern. We want it to look like period appropriate. We want the music to be period appropriate. But
we've still
we've
recorded everything on
yeah.
modern equipment.
right. So it's
Yeah.
still like it's still your audio will still be your enemy because you're going to run into the dub issue of all things dub things do, which is that when there is no sound, fill it with people going yeah,
Right.
and just all the time, and and then
Yeah.
just of course it sounds more it sounds cleaner than the film should look. There
Mhm.
was another track on the disc that said something like it was the original 1/4-inch tape or something, which is obviously a lie because they don't have it in the original. But
Yeah.
I bet they ran it through a shit pass filter.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like we maybe
Yeah.
My
should have.
favorite shit
We
pass.
probably should have watched that track because I bet they probably like ran it through a degrader.
a grind.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
a grindy.
But they also hired a bunch of talent,
Yeah.
so to speak, to voice all of the characters in the movie. So it's Don the Dragon Wilson plays the main character.
which
John Liu,
I gotta say
who is playing John Liu.
yeah. I mean, that's the only one I have a problem with because Don Wilson has kind of a unique voice, and we've
Yeah.
watched a lot of Don Wilson movies, and that's you don't normally have. I think that's the problem, and I think that everyone realized it. Like the problem with casting all of the super famous people to voice all of your Disney and Japanimation imports is somebody they open their mouth and they're like, well, that's not that character, that's Claire Danes, that's Matt Damon, that's this person. It's like like I recognize all of these voices, and so therefore it doesn't really work. And this is the problem with this too, because it's like you see this guy and it's like, no, that's Don Wilson's voice, I know his voice, he has a unique voice. Yeah, so
I mean, I appreciate the spirit of
Yes.
them doing that because the director, so to speak. I mean, he takes director credit, but I almost feel like he should get an editor credit.
that's what I mean. There's
But he discusses how like, oh well, these were people that are in other Vinegar Syndrome things.
Yeah,
it felt like an appropriate cast, and
Yeah,
it's
we
kind of
watched
like
the- we
yes
watched-
and no.
we watched the little intro thing like
Yeah,
like Francis Coppola did for the new Godfather thing.
Mhm.
Those kind of like, hey, I fuck with this again. Let me tell you why and how.
yeah. There's one with Ridley Scott before Alien
Right.
too, where he's basically like, I didn't want to make it, but they made me make it, so here it is.
Oh, his director's cut. With the
yeah,
extra.
the whatever it was, the 2004
Yeah.
version or whatever. I can't even remember.
The one with
now
extra
what year.
Tom Skerritt.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit extra Tom Skerritt.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah, he introduces and says, oh, we hired these guys here. We kind of rewrote the script from nothing.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
kind of a miracle that it exists, and it exists in this form that's as cohesive as it is. Not saying this is cohesive
Mhm.
and like great, but the story through line, for the most part, works.
it's not bad.
And it's not, and they didn't resort to adding extra footage or any stupid shit.
Yeah, I mean, they're
I mean, it is really like the redubbing is the ADR and the Foley work is the only new anything, and then like the credits.
yeah, and they
But
brought in a band, but
the
the
music
band,
is wholly original.
band did
80s
period
synth
yeah,
type stuff.
period appropriate music.
The only problem is you can always tell when it's a modern band doing 80s synth work
Yeah.
because they all do the same like things that were in one synth song. Like
Mhm.
and I'm sorry, I like synthwave, and I like all the other wave various wave musics, but you can
Synthwave.
yeah.
I like most waves. I'm not sure if I like them all.
I like,
New,
Wave of Mutilation.
yeah, it's new.
Mhm.
News pretty good.
News all right.
Yeah.
But like you can always tell
New wave's actually really old now. Actually,
it
Yeah.
is.
yeah, that's
Old waves are.
Um, Even Old Wave was once New Amsterdam or something. Anyway, but you can always tell when it's a modern band because it just
Mhm.
they use that one sort of
oh the
Like
electronic,
Meow
the
Mix.
electronic cats. Yeah,
they use the same
jingle
electronic
cats.
cat.
Yeah, okay.
But
meow 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 meow. Yeah,
I hate that album. But yeah, it all sounds really samey, and like all the guitar players use the same effects pedals and everything. But
Mhm.
for what it is, it's good. Like it fits. It
Mhm.
fits rather well. It's pretty jamming music. They even have it's not Voyager, but some band did a rap at the end. There's a
Yeah.
credits rap.
yeah.
which
It's
is-
like Brooklyn Bob or something like that. It was
yeah.
something like that.
Brooklyn Style Bob. I don't know.
Maybe that was it. Yeah, there was another word. I just don't remember what other word he had in there.
Bob.
He wasn't just a regular Brooklyn Bob. He was
Right.
He was special in some way.
I'll look it up.
Can you tell the history of this is more interesting than the movie itself?
Well, yeah, I mean, because
But it is an anomaly in what we've covered.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm bringing it up, because it's like part of me feels like I'm torn. I'm a little conflicted on this because you kind of have that modern guy like, this is mine now sensibility, which always kind of rubs me slightly wrong. You know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's something kind of wrong.
I think what rubs me the most wrong is they credit all of the voice actors at the end, but none of the actors themselves.
Right. Which,
Because, I mean, sure, you don't know who they are, but, I mean, there has to have been some legwork done in the 2 years it took to edit this together. Because he said he started it in 2019 and they released it in 2021. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I would think you would have been able to find some of these people at some point.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know John Liu. Did he do other things? Is he still alive? Is he?
You know, I didn't
He
look
died
into it.
on the way back to his home planet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I just feel like you could track one person down and be like, who'd you work with? Like, you got to have some names. Like, I just feel like somebody that worked on this movie is still alive, clearly.
Yeah, and apparently he's still alive.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's just like it seems like, couldn't a phone call maybe? I mean,
He might not have wanted to be involved in anything.
There is a credit at the end that basically says, like, hey, because of poor record keeping, we can't credit the people we'd like to. But I think it's just, it feels a little insulting because you get the picture credits with all the voice things, and then title crawls at the end again with them, and it's just like,
Right.
guys. Like,
And also on IMDb, all
Yeah.
of the top credits are the voice actors,
Right.
and like, okay, yeah, they did work.
yeah,
but
I'm not putting anyone down for that. It's just like I said, it's like,
I believe that the original people need at least co-billing, right?
sure, or just, maybe, like, I think I would have probably, again, it's all subjective. It's all like, what would I have done in the situation? I feel like, because I think I would have probably front loaded that caveat credit at the end to be like,
Yeah.
hey guys, what you're about to see, we really love to credit all the people that actually made this, but all we got is what we did.
John Liu is 78, 79 maybe,
Sure.
78.
Oh.
So he may not remember.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't
consequence
blame
of
him.
getting kicked in the head a bunch.
Yeah, and
being old.
again, I don't know how many movies he made. I mean, if he made 60 movies, how is he going to remember the one that didn't get finished? You know, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
Yeah. But it just,
anyway, it just seems like you
Yeah.
could have tracked down maybe one person that maybe worked on this, possibly. I don't know. Like, seems like there's got to be some kind of record. It's weird because it feels like, hey, I'm going to do all this legwork, but I'm not going to, like, do what seems like maybe should be one of the easier steps, because it, like, doesn't even take legwork.
Yeah.
It's like hand and internet searching work.
Or they may have tried and,
Yeah, sure.
and came up with nothing.
Yeah,
you know?
again,
yeah,
I think
you've got to
I-
figure they did.
I just
but-
feel like a lot of my ill will when the credits rolled would have been assuaded if it would just be like, look, guys, we know this is what we got.
Yeah.
This is what we did. Maybe not credit the voice actors twice, because, like I said, that rubs me wrong a little bit wrong, because it's like,
yeah.
there's only so much you did there.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anywho, this is. I'm not holding any of this against my ratings or anything. It's just, these are anomalous things that I had in my head that was
Yeah.
like, while you're watching this. But your basic plot is this is 80s New York, so that means everyone except for like a dozen people is a criminal. Like, everywhere is menace in 80s New York.
It is the 80s New York we want.
Yeah, and
Shitty New York.
Honestly, I don't know why any lady under the age of 40 would even possibly think about living anywhere in like a 300-mile radius of 80s New York, because if you just
This
walk
version of
outside,
it,
you're
yes.
gonna get accosted and kidnapped and possibly raped. I mean, this movie stops that for the most part, mostly before it actually happens. It's mostly menace in this movie, but
Thankfully,
yeah.
yes.
but a lady is being kidnapped. Your basic plot is that there's a slave trade ring where they're just kidnapping women that somebody wants. This weird dude wants, or maybe it's not even him. Maybe he's the one actually getting the women. I don't know. Somebody wants women, and they're just handing them photos of like, go get them. Okay, and then another lady who happens to be John Liu's wife/girlfriend announces that she's pregnant, and
Yeah, that is the opening scene of the movie. Is her telling him, "Hey, I'm gonna have our baby."
right, and then goes around the corner, witnesses a crime, to which the bad guys are like, "Hey, get her, murder her, she's dead immediately."
Yep.
And
Yeah, slice her throat, and as she's falling down the subway stairs, the dude chucks a knife into the gut
Mm-hmm.
to make sure the baby dies, apparently.
Sure. She didn't really fall down the stairs. She sort of like pirouetted gently down the stairs. but-
She looked like she was told to fall down the stairs and was like, "No, I'm not falling
Yeah.
down the stairs.
Yeah.
I will do this
She's
instead.
like, this is 1984, New York subway stairs.
I'm not touching the ground.
We're not even supposed to be here. We have no permits. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there were very few filming permits pulled, if any,
No,
for this movie.
Absolutely not.
But so it becomes a revenge thing, of course, because
Yeah.
he's just like,
Revenge.
I don't even really know what his job was. Does he work at the
He
TV
was
station?
the sound man
At the-
for the live shots.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that actually, if it was just like, I'm going to go here now because it will be convenient to my superheroing,
Mhm.
or if it was like that was his job beforehand.
That was his job beforehand,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think, because he knew the other two.
Yeah, because that they're told, it's the cameraman and the newswoman are told John's wife was just killed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Then
So-
she goes to and meets him on the rooftop where,
He's angry.
well, yeah, he was about to have, there was a birthday celebration
Mhm.
for him on the roof. And he's so distraught that he does a karate kick that
Yeah,
smashes the
He
table.
axe kicks the table in half. It's beautiful.
And then she comes out and she has this look on her face like, get your shit together, man. Even though, I mean, the man's wife has just been murdered. But she does. She
And
goes-
unborn child.
Yeah, and unborn child. And she comes up to him and just goes, you got to get it together, John. It's like, no, he doesn't. If
No.
there is one time a dude doesn't necessarily have to get it together, it is like literally hours after his wife and child have been murdered.
On his
I,
birthday.
I think he gets a pass
Yeah.
on getting his shit together.
Also, I just reported that spammer for child abuse, so that'll probably get someone's attention.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, I gotta love that live stream spam.
I'm just saying,
Hey,
like,
we're
you know,
getting hammered tonight.
I'm just saying, like, when you see an option of child abuse, pick
Do
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like the go left in Disney lines.
I like it.
I reported it for pornography.
Well, child pornography.
Eh.
If that was a button, you hit that, and that'll get some.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, we've reported them for various things this so far.
Hey.
Sorry, Chuck. I having to edit all this.
that's why I waited
Yeah.
for you to stop talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a revenge thing. He's angry. He's cutting himself a lot, and then he's going to the cops of like,
Yeah.
"Where's my wife's killer?" And they're like, "Big city, man. We're working on it." So of course he's just like, I may be a sound guy, but
Yeah.
I'm also a ninja in my spare
Yeah,
time.
he's pushed to the edge because he's dealt with he's burned her picture and thrown it off of a boat.
Mhm.
And then he seems like he's about to throw the urn with her ashes into the river. And that's when he's
Is that
accosted.
supposed to be an urn? Because it was clearly just an incense burner, but
I think it was supposed to be an urn with
Okay.
her ash. That I mean, what else would it be?
that makes more sense. I mean,
You're correct.
You're correct, but
Yeah.
yes, I just was like, that's an incense burner, so
Yeah.
why is he hugging this incense burner?
That's what they had, man.
okay.
But
yes.
yeah, but he's accosted by a group
it was
of toughs.
it was an earnest attempt.
Yeah. So the people
I
who
get
the people who kidnapped the woman and killed his wife, they are the only ones who seem like they're actual like organized criminals.
Right.
Every other criminal in this movie
Is-
is like cooked out the Warriors gang,
I-
but with no cohesion whatsoever.
I mean, it's a terrible joke, and it probably only makes sense in my head. But like their hideout where they just have their accosted ladies strung, like
Mhm.
throughout
Yeah.
this place, and
Yeah,
they just go through
chained
and menacing. I was like, oh, it's the Foot Clan, 'cause,
Yep.
the internet and
Yep.
stuff. I was like,
Mm.
because I'm just saying, like it was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it had that vibe of like, why do you have this organized? Like you guys are just walking down the street and kicking mailboxes. Like how do you get together and like have the place and have
Mhm.
It's because they're getting paid by a cadre of creepy dudes to gather.
I
women,
think I'm just
guess.
saying like it never makes sense for like the idea of like, because me there's criminals and then there's thugs. Thugs are the ones that are just like, hey, what are you looking at, motherfucker?
Yeah.
And it's like
Right.
that's how you get arrested. Like that's a thug that's being stupid and like you're just out in the open like
Yeah.
asking for trouble. Criminals are like
Criminals are getting paid to do
yeah,
this
criminals
shit.
are like, I might not. Well, maybe you'll take pleasure in it. You probably do because you probably got a screw loose somewhere. But
Mhm.
you're like, this is, let's keep a low profile. This is a business, and
Mhm.
these guys are like thugs by day and criminals by night. And it's just weird.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they have that going on, and then he's just like, well, I'm gonna ninja it up, and he actually had his katana and smaller katana. I can't remember the name.
I think they,
Wakazashi.
There you go.
I think they were a gift
yeah, it's
to him.
Mia Wakazashi, and
from what I could tell, it was implied that they were a gift for him for his birthday from his wife, who has now died.
So it was like this was a message from the grave of like, I want you to become a ninja.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Because he's able to beat up all the toughs and save the urn, and this is what spurs him to become.
Oh yeah, he fully gets
the
a
New York
costume.
Ninja.
Yeah, he gets a white ass ninja costume.
Yep.
I mean, in color, not in Caucasianness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty half-assed ninja costume. I gotta say.
Okay,
It's a
maybe
bargain
it is kind of
basement ninja costume.
Caucasianish in that perspective.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay. So while this is going on, you've got your kidnapped women. Apparently, there is a serial killer on the loose, who at first I thought was working to capture the women,
he is. That's what I'm saying.
but
They're
then
related.
he's also murdering them.
I don't know. I think that's just every once in a while. He's
He
like he
is-
gets his own jollies.
But
every
he
once
is,
in a while.
he is described as the plutonium killer, and apparently he has a suitcase of plutonium that glows green when he opens it and fucks him up somehow, but he enjoys it.
Yeah.
It's not making a ton of sense.
No, it's
He gets off on radiation burns and also kidnapping and murdering women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this whole thing has a very Dangerous Men vibe in that, like, this was a different storyline and we just kind of mashed it in here, is how it feels, even though it probably was part of it originally, but there was probably more interconnectedness that was just never filmed because they just, at some point, they stopped.
Yeah.
So it has that disconnected feeling somewhat from the rest of the movie, but he also works with some guy who later says he's an Interpol agent, but I don't even know if that's legit or what's going on with that. Because
That's the guy
he's the
that's
one
collecting women, right?
Yeah, he's the one assigning all of the people for them to kidnap. So it's just like you're trying to bust up a kidnapping ring that you're running. So that doesn't make any sense either. So
yeah, but
again,
I mean, like
This is just rando
trying
footage
to,
that's put
trying
together.
to stop wars that you started. I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Well,
I think it's intended to be some sort of like misdirection to the cop. Like, hey, don't worry, I'm on this. I got this. You worry about that ninja feller.
mhm.
I got the others. I got the other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
for sure.
again, I'm sure they did the best they could with what the footage they had.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
like, yeah, okay. But yeah, this guy's voiced by Michael Berryman. Just again, the list of like,
Yeah, the serial killer guy.
yeah, it's the serial killer guy's voiced by him. I'm just saying, like, list of people like, huh, okay, like,
Yeah.
you got them. Because yeah, there's like a lady cop is voiced by Cynthia Rothrock.
Yes. She doesn't show up till late in the movie. Though.
Yeah, there's another. Oh, it's the news lady is voiced by Linnea Quigley. I couldn't remember
Yes.
which lady it was, but yeah.
So it's like you said, it's distracting because you're like, I recognize that voice.
Yeah, I mean Don
Yeah.
Wilson. Don Wilson's
Yeah,
like
Don Wilson's is the most.
most. Like that's. I mean, the first time he speaks, it's like,
Well,
oh, well, there's Don Wilson.
it's
the
also-
the other ones we were like, is
Also, you and Chuck did like a Don Wilson marathon,
Oh,
so
okay,
I
yes.
think his voice is embedded in your brain
Yeah, I've-
more thoroughly.
I'm not as used to
than
it, so it
BJ
didn't
and I.
distract me
I have
as much.
watched a couple of Blood Fists.
I believe you watched all
Yeah.
of the Blood Fists that were available. For the most part.
I think there's. I
You
think there's-
skipped one, I
There's
believe.
a future one or something that's not related, or there's something
Yeah.
we didn't watch.
But either way, it's one of those things where it's like as soon as you go, oh hey, that's him. Like you can't.
Right.
It's locked in then.
Yeah, but I mean the other lady, like Cynthia Rothrock, doesn't. There was a time I feel like Cynthia Rothrock's voice was more unique to her than it is now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel nearly as high pitched.
Right.
These
That's what I
days.
mean. I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I feel like 80s Cynthia Rothrock. If they dubbed her then, I'd be like, oh, there she is. But like this one, I was like, I think we had to look it up. Like, we were
Yeah.
like, was that her? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were wrong.
Yeah.
The woman we thought was Cynthia Rothrock was not. It was some
It was an
porn star.
It was an adult actress.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all adult actresses, but
Sure.
she's an adult actress of a different nature.
She had sex on camera for money.
Okay.
A sex worker actress.
Swactress.
Yes, sure.
Swag,
But either
it's actually Swactor, I think,
Yeah.
if you want to be totally PC.
Yeah, but from here, it's a lot of. So those are the pieces that are in place. So it's a lot of intercutting between these three things going on with the British guy requesting women to be kidnapped, and the three thugs from the three criminals from the beginning kidnapping women, but also the serial killer guy kidnapping them. So
Yeah.
it doesn't always connect, but what it really boils down to is New York Ninja going around, and every time a woman is about to be kidnapped by a bunch of thugs, he beats the crap out of them.
Or really any kind of menacing, because like he stops the kid from being menaced.
Yes.
There's a random kid that shows up who
Yeah, the kid
who
has been
gets-
harassed
who
multiple
gets murdered
times.
and then doesn't get murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets
unmurdered.
he gets sort of shot. Well, I mean, the New York Ninja also gets
Oh,
murdered.
he gets totally murdered directly.
He got shot
in the heart,
right in the chest. Yeah.
like directly in the heart, like not just like in the heart area. Like if you were doing an anatomy project, that's exactly where the heart is.
Right. But that bullet hole moves for the sake of him not dying for the story, and is in like his pectoral instead. But as we discovered, it only went in like half an inch before they popped it out.
Yes. It was all his ninja sinewy ninja ninjus.
His tendons, his nendons.
Yes, his
Nintendos.
Nintendos.
Ninja
chicken
chicken.
Nintenders.
Yeah, that's right. We got there eventually. But yes.
Yeah, but so this kid becomes his protege, kind of, in that more that he shows up later and rallies kids around to save people. Because most of these fight scenes end by someone pulling a gun and then suddenly him being like, "Oh, I can't ninja my way out of that."
Yeah. Yeah, there's only so much my throwing stars and surprise pocket sand can do.
Yeah.
But
though he does have New York Ninja branded ninja stars.
that's right.
He does. He makes himself New York Ninja, or he gets made New York Ninja stars, and then starts handing them out in the way
he
only a
doesn't
ninja
I
necessarily-
don't think he hands them out.
He hands them out in a deadly manner
Yeah.
because he
That's
embeds
what
them
I was
in
saying.
people.
The only way
who
a
then people
ninja
find
can.
them and are
Sure,
like,
sure.
"Oh, hey."
Yeah. It's more like,
It's
like
a free souvenir
hey,
for
I
dying.
just love how everyone who reads it pulls it out, and goes, "New York Ninja."
yeah, it's the movie starts like the scene starts like Stand By Me, like holy shit, a dead body. Oh, cool, free ninja star.
Yeah,
Right.
bonus.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but it's so many of them have that alien quality of like, I'm reacting to this completely wrong. I found a ninja star. That's cool. Or like just women just are able to get away because they just are able to get away. Like, there's no chase given. All of a sudden they're like, "Oh, well, they turned the corner. I guess we'll never find him again."
Well, I mean, it's usually because the ninja's showing up in everyone's attention. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a movie all about misdirection, which is one of the ninja's chief weapons. But I mean, because there is a scene like, we're skipping totally around in the plot of the movie because this is the very end. But there's a scene, like, there are two scenes in this movie where the kids come in and basically save the day by donning their even shittier New York Ninja costumes. And showing up and just being like, "Hey, bad guys, get out of here. We have sticks and rocks." And they're like, "No, that won't beat our guns." I guess sticks and rocks beat the gun in that old rock, paper, scissors
That old
stick gun.
chestnut.
Yeah, guns are abandoned surprisingly quickly in this movie.
But they show up again.
There's also only 3 guns in this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and everyone is surprised when they show up.
Yeah, this movie, El Mariachi's the guns a bit.
Yeah.
There's like one AK-74, like a 1911, and then like this one dude's got the tiniest little
Little snub nose deal.
snub-nose
Yeah.
things. But anyway,
very strange.
But the kids show up again. This is like almost the very end of the movie, but I just wanted to say that, like, as far as misdirection goes, the kids show up because the cops have actually caught up. Like, New York Ninja has accomplished his mission, but then the cops are like, "We're also here. You're under arrest for illegal ninjing."
Yeah.
But then the kids are like, "Hey, this aggression will not stand, man!" And they all run in and are like, "Cops, no, New York Ninja, we love him." And all the cops are like, "Oh man, these kids!" And New York Ninja literally just goes, "Let me like elevator down to kids' height," and then just waddle out of the scene, and that's how he gets away.
Yeah.
And
good job, New
all the
York
cops
Ninja.
are just like, "Oh, that New York Ninja," But,
And we'll say the town loves New York Ninja.
oh,
There are
They are all in.
there are the I Love New York shirts.
well, the 12
where they
not-
have
the,
I Love New York,
the
and
12
then they
not
have
thugs.
Yeah.
They love them.
and then they have Ninja embroidered underneath the I Love
Yeah.
New York or silk screened underneath.
Some
it.
of them are
In
bad.
classic, vaguely racist font.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are like the annoying, like we were just talking pre-show about like things like ATM machine and VIN number and things like that. But yeah, some of them are like I heart love New York Ninja.
Right.
Yeah.
They wrote love inside the heart.
Yeah, and it's like no, the heart suffices. Like as Shakespeare once said, the heart suffices.
Emoji doth not needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so there's like I Love New York Ninja pins, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York Ninja got merch
No,
fast.
he did.
Yeah, and so he's a popular ninja in New York City at least.
Yeah. So
I don't know if they franchised I Love New York Ninja anywhere else.
a lot of
or-
people have seen New York Ninja, which is kind of disturbing.
Yeah. Well,
Probably the subway guy got involved with New York Ninja.
Yeah.
They just put a New York Ninja on
But
every corner.
that's also part of the subplot is like the police, the classic police looking for the vigilante and not the criminals type thing.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. The old Batman scenario.
And one of them is the Cynthia Rothrock character who is going undercover. And her version of undercover is wearing an I Love New York Ninja t-shirt underneath a jacket, which also has her badge pinned on the inside of the jacket.
Right.
And
Well, as I said to you during the movie, she was her badge was under a thin cover of fabric.
Worthless. But she gets the three criminals are able to kidnap her because another thing this movie loves is surprise backseat guy. And it's a surprise because it's always like a 280 ZX, which has no backseat.
The first one was a Datsun,
Yeah, Datsun 300ZX or a Nissan 300ZX was small enough, but a Datsun 280.
Yeah, the 280 was like nothing. But full-grown dude pops out of the back like, "Hey."
Sure.
You can fit one 10-year-old in the back seat.
Yeah.
In the back of a
not sitting
280Z.
up, like laying down, like in a like a water slide position.
Right. AKA the coffin position.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're riding in there and you get in an accident, you are dead.
Yeah. Sure. But that is how the lady detective gets caught.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what leads to the detective from the beginnings, the one who wouldn't give John the New York Ninja
The one
a
who
good
doesn't
answer.
know how to wear a trucker hat.
No,
all
doesn't.
His,
it's like all bent up. In
all
the
of his
front.
trucker hats, a trucker hat is stupid enough in and of itself because you have a huge billboard front on the front of it that sticks up way too high. But all of his he's always wearing an S, just a generic S. I don't know what it stands for. It's not like
South.
I'm just saying it's not a Yankees or Mets or something you would think somebody would have in New York, but.
Staten Island. S for Staten Island.
Yeah, for it sucks. Look at how shitty New York. But it's basically if someone were to take the very back of that billboard and just go scrunch, and the whole time. So it's just it always makes his trucker hat.
Yeah,
have
it's
this,
like somebody just pulled it out of a backpack and said, "Here, put this hat on."
Right.
It's like it made his trucker hat look like he was a reject from the Cosby Kids gang. Sorry for that reference too, but
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but anyway, this cop eventually is able to catch the New York Ninja. I don't even know how he catches him. As far as oh, you're the New York Ninja. I figured it out.
They just have a scene of him standing there and be like, who could it be? It could be anyone. Well, actually, I know it's this guy. It's John Liu.
Yeah, but this gets them to team up to go rescue the partner. And what he does is the New York Ninja uses his newscaster lady friend as bait.
Mm-hmm.
And like most things in this movie, it goes wrong immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has this plan, and they have the one trick that they're going to do. And then when that trick is thwarted, that's the end of the scene. You've lost. Because he's hiding up in a tree with a rope, and he's able to tie one guy up, who they immediately cut down.
And then he cuts himself down.
Yeah,
because he had a switchblade. The only guy with a knife,
right.
just fucking cut himself down.
And then they pull a gun on the New York Ninja, and they're like, "We have her now." And he's like, "I guess you do," and then they leave.
And he's been shown to be incredibly accurate with the ninja stars.
Yeah,
he should have just ninja'd them.
Yeah, there's just a lot of that sort of what the cohesion just not there at all. But eventually they are able to follow them to the hideout where they're keeping all the women.
Right.
And the cop takes one of the bad guys hostage, and then is immediately surprised by everyone having guns, and then a guy showing up behind him with a gun to arrest to take him hostage as well. I don't know. It's one of those things that's just you're watching it and you're like, wait, no, what? How is everyone constantly surprised by someone else having a gun?
Well, it's shitty New York. I mean, that means the cops are shitty too. I mean, they're clearly bad at their job.
But everybody is surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
by
when
the
the three, because meanwhile we've had the plutonium killer.
Jacking it.
He fucks some woman and kills her because he is able to use a little a necklace as a.
He strangles her with the.
But it's like a hypnotized thing.
Yeah, he hypnotizes her old school, hypnotizers. Yeah. But then it's implied that he has superpowers. He has Incredible Hulk / more Radiation Man or whatever. I'm just saying because he's having sex with this lady and basically touches her back and starts singeing her, and it's okay.
He's got the radiation inside of him.
Yeah, the radiation was in him all along. Yeah.
It's a radiation vibe he's grooving on.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, he kills her, and then somehow becomes part of like trying to get the other guys to work for him to kidnap more women, but then bring him to the women. And then they're all kind of doing this thing where like, oh, they'll pull a gun on him. And then all of a sudden, no, I've got a gun. And they're like, oh no, he has a gun. Even though we have 3 guns pointed at him, we have to drop our weapons. You know, it's just one of those like, one of those things that like when you think about it for like literally more than half a second, you're like, God damn it, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this took place in the actual world, there would be a lot more gunshots.
Well,
and
there's
death.
also, I mean,
Yeah, people would just shoot each other.
There's
It's like, you
but
know,
none of
James
those
Bond.
guns-
They always take James Bond hostage.
Right.
They never just shoot James Bond.
Yeah.
And this is the same theory, except literally for everyone.
I'm going to tell you the reason that nobody, for the most part, gets shot is because those were not real guns. So they
Yeah, of
couldn't,
course.
like,
oh.
they had no way to make them, like,
Besides the radiation,
realistically fine.
besides the incredible melting man and all of the various thugs in this movie, the only character I truly hate is I guess he's the camera guy, the Jeff Conaway guy. Because I'm just saying, like, this motherfucker, like, so in parts of the random thuggery, they're walking down the street and like some random thugs are like, look at this piece of shit car, let's fuck it up even more, to the point that like, they break all the windows and flip it. But like, news lady and the cameraman are watching this until she's eventually like, hey wait, that's your car. And then he's like, hey wait, that's my car, I'm gonna go stand up to the 8 dudes that are flipping my car over with their
and
bare
beating
hands
it with sticks, yeah.
with my bare hands right now.
Yeah,
which basically
coked up guys who have just flipped over a car.
almost gets her raped, and then he runs away. And I was like, I fucking hate you like so much. Yeah. And he never has like I'm a piece of shit, I deserve to die. Like they have this weird like another brief thing. There's a helicopter pilot towards the end of the movie when the melting man's trying to run away.
Yeah.
And they just grab random helicopter dude and they're like, get us out of here. And then that guy's like, no way, man, I can't. And then basically New York Ninja like grapples onto the skids of the helicopter and is like flying along until eventually like climbs up and plants a bomb, and that's how the movie ends. But again, we're jumping all over the plot. It doesn't matter. But helicopter guy, like they threw in some ADR stuff that was basically just like, hey, helicopter guy, if you kill the New York Ninja, I'll pay you a lot of money.
Right.
And it was basically just so that like 2 seconds later when the helicopter blows up, it's just not, you're not like, hey, what about the pilot?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Real quick timeout to say hello to Voyager, who is joining us in the live stream chat.
Wait, like the Voyager, like the
I would have to assume it's the Voyager.
okay,
Hey.
like not Voyager 2 or
No, it's
No.
Voyager with a 3.
Oh, this is Viker.
Yeah.
Voyage 3er.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it's wild that you guys are here. Thank you, and thank you for taking part in this project and doing some cool shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We don't normally interrupt our live streams for stuff like this, but I saw it and I was like,
that's cool.
Pretty cool.
if this is actually you, the band Voyager, this is very cool. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah. What was the point of that? There was
The skid, helicopter skid.
Yeah, I was just saying,
Yeah.
like, well, the Jeff Conaway guy never gets his, like, hey, fuck you, we're going to, you were kind of shitty, so you're going to get your comeuppance. He never gets that. It's just like, he's fine by the end, but I know, fight or flight, but I'm just saying, it was stupid that he even, like, went in for fight in the first place. Like,
Well, there's a lot of scenes where they just film people basically getting kidnapped or hurt or whatever, and it's like they don't really ever intervene.
Right.
And I mean, I know it's like your news, but like, have someone go call the cops. Like, she's
right.
just watching. He's filming it. She's just watching next to him, and it's like, there's a payphone. Go use it. I mean,
I know.
do something.
I think that's the thing is, I think it's becoming increasingly hard to even recollect this, and some people can't. But I feel like when we didn't all have phones in our pocket, we didn't think about calling immediately. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it wasn't always my first thought of like, oh shit, call cops, like that. Now it's just like you're like immediately patting your pocket, like I see something, fucking say something, like like call immediately. But it's just it's weird, like that. I feel like in that mindset you might not even be like, oh shit, there's a crime, like oh god, somebody help, and you're not like, yeah. There are people that help. They're a phone call away, but anyway.
Yeah, and maybe I am viewing this through too modern a lens.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I feel like.
But there was a payphone on every corner
I
in New
know.
York,
I
especially shitty '80s New York.
I just feel like maybe. I feel like I remember
Well, actually,
not
what did we-
necessarily thinking immediately about calling.
Yeah, what did
cops
we
or-
do before 911?
Oh, I don't even.
We didn't.
I wasn't even alive then. I'm pretty sure.
Before like the telephone calling
think you just
thing
called
that
zero.
puts you at,
Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
think you called the operator and said,
Yeah,
"Give me
you
the
call the
police."
operator.
Yeah, like, yeah, you said zero. But
911
but they were like,
911
this saves a
arrest.
step by just going directly to the people you want instead of like,
Right.
what do you want? Well, you want me to connect you? Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yes, with the wires because that's how they still do it.
Right.
But anyway,
We'll get you in touch with the police.
Rochester 502. Who do you want?
Sorry, the sheriff's on a smoke break. He'll call you back.
But yeah, so the New York Ninja is able to get into the lair with all the women, free them. They all get out. The cop is able to help get them out. The lady cop who's not arrested, but been captured, along with her partner. They get all the women
She
out.
was kept in a special light box though. It was weird.
It was a
Yeah.
pretty sweet light box. But
Saying
yes.
it was like strange and that they even had a light box.
And
in
she
this.
also gets to beat a few dudes' asses before she leaves. So at least, well, I mean,
yeah,
there's the one-eyed guy with the whip
that's true.
who she's able to get him in the other eye, and he's not happy about
It
it.
does say like my eye, and it's like my one good eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so they've escaped, and then this is when the New York Ninja ends up chasing down the plutonium man because he has somehow disguised himself as
As the Jeff Conaway,
Yeah,
the cameraman,
as the
guy from
cameraman.
Taxi. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just he looks a lot like him. There was that vibe. People looked that way for a while.
yeah
They just had big hair and just sort of
Yeah.
that early Jimmy Olsen vibe.
yeah, but he gives away that he's not him because he's immediately like, oh, I don't care about the New York Ninja, and she's like, no, like that's been our whole news beat.
Oh, and also offhandedly, when they were giving the Unbreakable backstory for the Radiation Man, it was he was a spy. He was exposed to radiation, something, and his only weakness is light.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
My one weakness.
So like that was just offhandedly said once, just so that it would come back that like while he's wearing this fake disguise, New York Ninja basically does the little signal mini mirror flashy
Yeah.
thing, so that it basically he starts wicked witching of the east west, west.
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 Yeah.
Yes, West.
East was crushed by house.
Crushed,
West
yes.
is crushed by water.
East had the
Crushed by
shoes.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
West got the bucket.
right. One. Yeah. Couldn't remember which direction it was.
Mhm.
Couldn't remember which way it went in that East Coast West Coast
Yeah.
witch battle.
But he's able to. This basically makes him rip the face off of the other dude and revert back to plutonium guy.
Yeah.
Who then it takes her and then is able to get like to a whole hangar full of planes and helicopters. But the one that he picks, where he's got a pilot, they're not able to take off because they don't have any gas. So he ends up fighting the New York Ninja. He has a retractable sword that he pulls out
Yeah.
and uses.
This is like some New York mall ninja shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we didn't even talk about the fencing guy.
Oh my god,
also,
we haven't talked about
Rat
Rat
Tail.
Tail.
Well, okay, so
God.
Rat Tail, who was the driver for Plutonium.
I
Man.
just want to point out, just to show my age, that
Sure.
while I was watching the movie, I was like, I bet this guy's called Rat Tail.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
But I mean, most people I don't even know
Do
that.
people know what? I think
that's
people,
what I mean.
Rat Tails came back for like 90 seconds a few years ago.
when
I
yeah,
mean, I'm
when?
just saying, did the
Yeah,
phrase
like 2018.
did the phrase come back? Because I haven't heard anyone say that since the
Yeah, they
80s.
were called Rat Tail
Okay,
in
all right.
2018 or whenever
Really?
they were popular. Yeah, it was like 90 seconds, maybe 15 minutes max.
wow, I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah.
I must have been in the
Yeah.
shitter or something because
I'm
I'm glad.
I'd much rather.
Was this all because
mullets.
of James Franco's Spring Breakers? Didn't he have a
Dude,
good
I
rat
don't
tail
know.
and that bullshit?
It might have been.
Maybe, I don't
people,
know.
People love
People
James
just
Franco.
want, they just want to be that weird ass looking motherfucker. So
Yeah.
Yep.
That nobody.
Mullets
but
are
but
back
yeah,
right
but
now.
Rat Tail is basically a fencer. I mean, that's his
Yes.
style. It seems to be is he's more of a fencing type.
He looks like he's goofing around convincingly, as opposed to fencing.
Oh yeah, but he does a lot of flourishes.
Oh, he's all
He's-
flourishes.
He's all about the flourishes, but he does have one thing where he suddenly like flourishes the sword back and then just goes click, and suddenly he has two
Two
swords.
Yeah, I
That's
love
really
I love
good.
the two swords move.
Yeah, it was almost like the original, Masters of the Universe mythos there.
Yeah.
But not so much.
Was it a better reveal than Darth Maul's double saber?
No,
Of course not.
but it's still pretty good.
It's pretty good though.
It was not spoiled in the trailer, I'll tell you that.
That's
Yeah.
Or by being in a really shitty movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's also
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but he is able to be defeated eventually, but not before doing drunken sword fighting, which the New York Ninja has to comment on. But
Right.
Well, sure. I mean, I think when you see it, you've
it
got
was
to
one of the-
comment. on it.
yeah, but it had to have been like
That guy had to have made that up.
Well, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
The ADR,
I mean,
the ADR bit was clearly there because I think most of the audience would be like, "What the fuck is that guy doing?"
yeah.
But
However, like obviously Legend of Drunken Master, one of the best movies ever.
In the history of film, yes.
Yes, one of the best end sequences in the history of film. So drunken boxing, clearly a thing.
Right.
I have no idea if drunken sword is a thing as well.
Drunken
but-
sword appears to be a thing according to the Shaolin Academy.
Well,
Oh,
I know
well.
what my YouTube history is going to be real soon.
Mine too. There's a 6-minute and 38-second clip of Jet Li recites poetry and performs the drunken sword, and I'm watching that shit when I get home.
Yeah,
The-
let's
we should
pause
probably
now.
just watch
Yeah, just
Stop and
let's hold
watch
on to that. I mean, that's all great and all, but I think you're all glossing over the fact that you just said Shaolin Academy, and Academy denotes that one might gain entrance.
Oh yeah,
Are-
you could go learn Shaolin style. There's a place in New York you can go right now.
Well, sure, that is Shaolin. So.
But yeah, but he is able to defeat the drunken swordsman, and then save the women. And we just love that we're watching this scene, and it's getting darker and darker, and we're like, oh man, they were running over.
they're losing light.
They only
Yeah.
had swordsmen for that day, didn't they? Because yeah, it is. We figure that might have been the only bit of editing they did visually was we think they may have put a little bit of a blue filter on some of the scenes that it's cutting back to that
Yeah.
are happening simultaneously.
Yeah, there's a concurrent scene with the is it with the melty guy and the cop?
No,
Is it-
it's with the cop when he gets captured.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this concurrent scene like also under the bridge, but it's supposed to be like happening same time.
Yeah,
But
so
it was,
we think they had to have like adjusted some of the
I'm pretty
coloring
sure they had to
on
do a
there.
little day for night action on that one
Yeah.
to make it match. But otherwise, I mean,
But otherwise, so he's defeated him.
I'm
So-
sorry.
So
I
now
just-
he's in the.
I don't
sword-
want to watch movies like this where I see things. It's just sometimes
I
do,
know.
You know, I really don't want to watch movies like this. It's just sometimes I see that I'm like, ooh, that's not right, or that looks different. What'd you do there?
That's me with the LED
Yeah,
screen.
I know,
the LED backdrop now. I'm
I
like,
mean-
oh well, that scene was filmed in there
Well,
like every time, and
I think
I hate that I do it. I
Yeah.
hate that I
would-
can't not do it.
There are little things. I don't even want to do this, but like one of the first henchmen, like another thing that should be denoted is that I would say 90% of the henchmen have their face wrapped in some strange way.
Yeah, like
you're-
pantyhose
yeah, they're
or
wearing
just like
plastic bags.
Not,
yeah,
or-
some of them are
or
just fucking rubber bandits in. I
packing
think.
tape.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
just like they're wearing like plastic bags on their face and
Yeah.
shit. But like every once in a while, there's a henchman where it's like they're just their face. But there's one faced henchman who is menacing the kid, and for whatever reason, he's got a chain with a backwards B for the logo. Which when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a weird. Why would you reverse his shot? And then except he's standing right below a one-way sign, which is the right way, and I'm like. I don't want to notice these things, but that fucked with my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
That
zigged.
man's B is back.
They zagged on you,
Yeah,
and you
I was
thought
just-
they were zigging.
Yeah,
it.
because I was like, oh, that's a weird way to reverse. Like, hey, it's not reverse at all. The one-way sign is correct.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to see these things, but I
Yep.
do.
But anyway, yeah, that's when he fights. He fights the guy with the sword. There is one cool thing he does. He runs with his sword basically straight vertical, flat face towards the other guy, and pushes the sword back into its little housing. And then they're going back and forth fighting, and he keeps trying to flip his glasses off with the tip of his sword, and tries it like
Yeah.
3-4 times.
But the guy's glasses have little the legs hook all the way around his ears so they won't fall off.
Right.
Which that was for this movie that was a pretty nice detail.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I
that-
feel
that
like
sounds
it was
shitty once
supposed to
I
happen
said it,
at
yeah.
some
well,
point.
I mean, if we're talking about technically good details, this guy's glasses are also super reflective. He's almost, I would say they're almost like bordering on welding glasses. Like they're almost
Yes.
like goggles,
Yeah.
like because they're super reflective. And,
They might have been some sort of
Yeah.
welding goggles.
but they do a lot of really well framed shots with using the reflection in the glasses. Like,
Yeah.
like their fake newspaper budget on this movie was pretty substantial because like
Oh, yeah.
they keep going back to newspaper stands for exposition, like at least 8 times throughout this movie, which is. What is the New York cop doing? Or New York cop? What is the New York Ninja doing now?
Yeah.
He's almost like a cop. He's the cop that they should.
Yeah.
He's the cop that they deserve, not the one that they needed right
Yeah.
now.
They do. It's mentioned in the in IMDb. I wasn't paying close enough attention, but all the headlines are different, but all the subheads are
Okay.
the same. So it's
like
like
just a little
Yeah.
paste on top. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Usual.
care. It
I-
works. It works. It works fine.
I
So,
mean, most people.
It also gave me a Hitchcock joke because one of them was like the lady vanishes again or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's a weird.
But like
sequel.
most people aren't stopping the movie to look at to
Yes.
look at each frame like
No.
some IMDb nerds are.
Well, yeah, like me. Like, I mean, I'm one of those people. Like, if you show me a list on a screen and like don't read it off or something, I'm immediately like, "Where's the pause button?" Like, like the Captain America "What did I miss" list, and what was it? Yeah, something else we just watched recently. I was like, "Ooh, pause that! What is this? What's the list say?" Oh, it was the half sex. It was the guy who had the guy who crossed off the. You weren't there. That's the one you missed. Like, where the guy was like, "We're to do list," or is this an extra movie? Fuck me. This is why I need Chuck here. He keeps my brain straight.
Yeah, Chuck knows all.
But there was literally like a bad guy who made a to-do list, and it was like kill one of his henchmen, and he wrote it down on his to-do list and like underlined it.
Right.
But we paused it
Nice.
because the other things on there, one of his things on his to-do list was have sex.
Was it checked off or
No, it was just it was all like
Oh,
pick up dry cleaning. One of them was like
you
have
know,
sex.
I just feel like that one's a given. That one should always be on the
Well,
list.
also like why like he was going to forget to kill the henchman, but
Yeah.
like whatever.
some people are very list oriented.
Yeah, they need to know that they've accomplished something over the course of their day.
I had a job where I could not it was too busy to too busy to fuck for one.
Oh, you could just cross that one off, right?
Yeah,
Don't even put it on
I
the
didn't
list
even
yet.
put have sex on the list, but I had to keep a running list of tasks that I had to do, and I, a little spiral notebook. Otherwise, I just was figuratively fucked.
Sure.
But
Anyway,
being a supervillain kind of guy.
so that's the movie. What did we miss? What else?
Yeah, he blows up the helicopter by tossing a bomb in it after dangling, and
I mean,
and that shot, like the one dude who's dangling.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, like I hope that guy had a good harness, but I feel like he probably didn't.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
Yeah.
like
probably
it's
did.
one of
That's
those.
not a hard one to rig. I mean, that's just you can just get
Yeah,
you
but
can just go
it's-
to your random
I think
sports outfitter and get a
if
climbing
you're doing
harness.
helicopter stunts, you get a guy who knows how to do all the
I
rigging.
mean,
and
Yeah.
everything
Also,
like
you just need a mountain climbing harness. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, it's not like
Yeah.
you're just hanging there.
that. But also, they probably didn't shoot an explosion for this,
Oh
but
no, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
that
no.
was totally.
they
Yeah, there
they
was a
threw
cut.
in an explosion over top of it that was good enough for me.
Yeah,
It's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
It's an acceptable explosion.
yeah, but this is when he lands, and the cops, including the two cops that he has helped rescue,
Right.
arrest him.
Mhm.
And that's when all the kids come out, save him, and he's able to dip out. And
Yep.
then
Yeah,
that's,
he literally pantomimes his way out of the
Yeah.
of the scene.
But then they go, they cut to him on the rooftop, reading about how the New York Ninja saved the day in the paper. And the woman comes up and is like, "Hey, did you hear about this? About that?" He's like, "They found your wife's killers." And he's like, "Oh, really, really?" And they're like, "Yeah, it was the New York Ninja." He's like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then she says something like, "Well, maybe we'll see him again." And she's like, "Yeah, he sounds like a pretty cool dude." And then looks at, is hugging her, looks at the screen, winks, and then gives the thumbs up and gets us a freeze frame on that.
And the credits claim he will return in L.A. Ninja, but
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what else they have in that vinegar syndrome.
well, that's true. I mean, we don't know that there's not more footage that they could make another
Yeah.
thing, but it seems unlikely given that
That'd be fucking
it was a
hilarious.
fucking weird, like, lost movie thing.
Yeah.
I mean, why would there be more? Why would there be LA footage of a movie that got canceled? I mean, why would they be
I
like?
don't know.
We
Maybe
went ahead
they
and-
found another movie that they
True.
La Ninja was filmed in,
Well, yeah,
never.
Who knows?
or they're just going to make it.
Yeah.
Voyager, tell us about La Ninja.
Find some people that look sort of like the other people and
Yeah.
go with it.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy that played Liu Kang is probably available. He kind of looks like John Liu.
he does a little
That's
bit. Yeah.
racist.
No, literally, he kind of looks similar to.
I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just screwing with you.
Also in Beverly Hills Ninja. That great. Credit.
Yeah, it's already been
Yeah.
done though.
No, I'm saying that actor was also in Beverly Hills Ninja.
Oh, was he?
If you didn't see the Mortal Kombat movies.
hmm But yeah, that's the movie.
Yeah.
it's one of the, it's one of the weirdest things we've done, just in the backstory behind it.
Also, I meant original Liu Kang because I forgot there's a whole
Yeah.
modern movie
Yeah.
that I tried my best to forget exists.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Yeah, this is
So it's tough because it's like you want to judge it on, okay, there's so much stuff in here that doesn't make sense, or is just that alien weird reaction thing. But it's also not the movie's fault, because they really I appreciate their dedication to not adding extra footage, not fucking with any of that,
yeah.
just keeping it to clearly what was shot. And I gotta say, like, Harlow and I were talking about as the movie was happening, it's just like they preserved the shit out of this film. Like, wherever they found it, it was in like an airtight, anti-acid, whatever.
Yeah.
Like nothing went wrong with this print. It looks really, really good.
Well, I would assume that
And they've also done
wherever
some
they're
cleanup.
keeping the Vinegar Syndrome reels is probably the most hermetically sealed place you could possibly
Yeah,
have
but I mean,
for-
it's been around, but it's been hidden for like
Well,
35
yeah.
years before that.
But I mean,
so
also,
it's like,
I mean, if this movie was literally shuttered, I mean, these things were probably filmed, developed, threw in a can, and never even like run through an editing machine. They
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
never even cut or touched. I mean, there's probably, I mean, that's the thing is like we always talk about why isn't there a good version of the film? I mean, depending on who your editor was and whether or not they like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you might not have a good copy of the print because there might be shit all over the original
yeah.
negatives or whatever. Like it's So-
But yeah, I think basically they just crammed it in the cans and put it in a warehouse.
And they just got lucky with the warehouse that it stayed in.
Yeah.
I guess because it
Well,
really does look great.
If the distribution company was out of L.A. or something, then you got
Mm-hmm.
pretty good air out there for storing
Yeah.
shit. So
you'd think, except that's where most of them are currently rotting.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's where
like Citizen Kane. They
Yeah.
had a hell of a time putting anything together for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't remember what the ideal conditions for,
maybe it's
Silver-
wet.
silver
Maybe
based
air
film
needs, or
is-
maybe
well, I mean,
Maybe
silver,
film
the
needs
silver acetate film is only, that's like pre-1930, 40, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. But
That's the really old stuff.
but
Yeah, but either way, it's amazing that it was able to be put together.
Yeah.
That they came up with something cohesive from that footage.
And as you said, like so many things we've seen released, having been released to a cinema, there are multiple copies out there, and this looks better than like lots of other,
Yeah.
even like, I mean, I swear this looks better than like Paramount and MGM releases we've seen for some of them. I mean, it's like those motherfuckers should have a good copy of their thing there. Or something.
I also figure if the guy putting it together, I've forgotten his name already. Curtis Spieler. I imagine when he was putting it together, he was like, okay, well, this might not be a better take, but this piece of film might be shitty or looks,
Yeah.
doesn't
I
look
thought
quite
this was
good.
a movie where you had a lot of take options.
I'm just
I
kind
know,
of
I know,
throwing,
yeah.
spitballing. Like if
Yeah.
something didn't look good, then
Sure.
he has the opportunity or has the ability to say, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to use that.
And I mean, who's to say we don't? I mean, you're running it through computers and stuff. I mean, there are all kinds of de-artifactors out there. We don't know. I mean, one day we're not even, we complain about certain things about like, don't run it through the Ted Turner colorization. One day you will not know. I
Yeah.
mean, one day this stuff will just be, and we won't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I fight with that on some level because this is going to lead into my rating. I'm not just going to ramble,
Okay.
but I'm fighting with this a little bit because I not necessarily this movie. It's just more of a where does one draw the line? Because there are 3 versions of Apocalypse Now. What is the version I like? I don't even know anymore. Like I mean, like I say I like Apocalypse Now, and I'm like I don't know what that means anymore. Like, and,
Will you like Apocalypse later? You never know.
like I'm just saying, like it's sort of like Star Wars and Apocalypse Now. Any of these movies that have been Blade Runner, all these things that have been fucked with multiple times, where it's like, like I guess at the end of the day, you land on the final one because that's what somebody wanted, right? I mean, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like in some ways, it's like I would argue that I kind of would say I don't like Star Wars. I mean, like if you like what you expect me to like are these special editions, I don't like them as much.
Mm-hmm.
So like if that's what you were calling Star Wars and Empire and Return of the Jedi, I don't like them as much as I once did. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. And I think what I'm saying is this movie never existed in the first place. So it's a strange one to judge at all because it is now a new thing. That's why the
Right.
copyright is 2021 because it wasn't, it was an unfinished thing before. So
And we'll never know. We'll never see the,
Right.
the original vision of
Right.
the movie. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, if someone were to find like a half painted Picasso somewhere and went and finished it, is it a Picasso or is it that guy's thing?
Mm-hmm.
God
like,
damn, you have Picassos.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where does one draw the line and go, is that a Picasso or is that is that Pablo, what's his face, who found this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, they do that in music all the time.
Sure.
They find,
Or
half-finished
like
songs.
Pearl Jam's 10. Like now there are 2 versions of that album. Which one do I like? I don't
Yeah.
know. You know?
Not the new one.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like these are weird
Not
things.
the new one.
When you have re-recordings and remasters where you completely and totally change everything, it's like
Yeah.
now I don't know. You know, it's a. I guess it's just something that I'm saying out loud because I'm wrestling with it because it's only going to become more of a problem. I mean, we as a society have become reductive. We are not producing. We are craving content faster than we can originally create it, and so therefore all you can do is circle back to originally created stuff, and that means re-releases and redos.
It's like Luke Skywalker and Mandalorian.
Yes.
How do you credit some thing that is computer generated face of the dude, and the voice is procedurally generated from some algorithm that listens to all his lines in the previous movies and then spits out what his voice sounds like at that time?
So they didn't even have Mark Hamill do those? I didn't know
No.
that. Okay.
No. It was all. That's why it was so weird.
Okay.
Well, Mark Hamill's voice is like
His
drastically
his
different.
voice is different.
now,
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, what is the credit there? Like, who?
Yeah.
Even if he signs off on it, it's like, what did Mark Hamill do at that point? You know, it's.
And I think
He
that's
did the work originally.
Yeah,
but
it's a bunch of animators. You know, it running an algorithm. You know, did the person who designed the algorithm get credit? You know, is it the animators who put the character in? Is it the editor? You know, it's like all those things becomes a who actually made this? Like,
right. And I guess maybe that's. I mean, I don't know. That's what part of what I'm wrestling with is like. Am I thinking of this incorrectly? Like, am I thinking of art as possessive even by the creator? And maybe art is more... Like, I feel like maybe... I know this sounds like a terrible thing to say because artists, by and large, have been shat upon, you know, working for exposure and all these things for many years and not given their due. But, like, are we wrong in thinking that, like, when you are done producing a piece of art that you own it anymore? Like, maybe that is just wrong thinking altogether. Like, maybe art is, once it's in the universe, it's public domain. I mean, that's... Clearly that doesn't work because
Disney disagrees with you.
I'm saying clearly that doesn't work because, I mean, it's the old, like, you know, communism is great in theory, but will never work in practice as long as people have greed. But, I mean, so I'm saying, like, do we maybe try to hang on to our own creations for too long instead of just being like, I made this, I take pride in it, you know, there it is, it exists. Like the graffiti artist. The graffiti artist doesn't go back to claim it. They just know that it sits there and people see it and they see their work.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's really dependent on the artist.
Sure. And like I said, but I mean, I don't know, like fundamentally, like, you know, I'm saying, like, I think the world is maybe going to have to eventually wrestle with this as art becomes more and more collaborative because art is becoming such that it can't be produced by one person. Most art, not all art, but a lot of art is no longer producible by one person.
Yeah, and
is it wrong? I mean, I think it's wrong necessarily to credit, like, Spielberg's work is not Spielberg's work. It's Spielberg and 100 other people's work. I mean, you know,
and then you can also get into authorial intent. You know, when you're going down that road where it's if someone's created something that's open-ended enough that people can find their own meaning out of it, that's good. Because like I remember there was an AMA with Michael Stipe from REM about night swimming, and this person's like gives this whole profound story about how, you know, about the line, the photograph on the dashboard taken years ago, and like how that it meant this one thing to them, and like how did he interpret it thinking about it like this. And, you know, and this person just gets into this whole story of their life and how they found that, you know, it made them reflect on their relationship with their father and all this other stuff. And his answer is just like, honestly, it just looked cool on the dashboard and I wanted to write a line about it.
Yeah.
And that was the answer. That was the authorial intent was this. And this person was able to glean this whole meaning about his relationship with his father and how his life has changed in that way. And
don't ever ask... Don't ever ask an artist about their intent. I learned that the hard way myself personally. So,
well, I think if you have a,
it depends.
If you have a strong,
if
you have a strong connection to,
ask the question. Don't proffer it. Like, don't just say like, "This is what I think." Is that right? Because like that will always end badly.
That's like, it'll be wrong a lot of the time. But
like ask like, what did you mean by this? This is how I mean, you could say it. This is what I took from it. I just wanted to thank you for that. But don't ever be like, hey, did you mean this? Because this is how I read. Like that will always end badly.
Or at least set your expectation with yourself.
Don't be Chris Farley in the elevator.
Yeah, and the smartest one and the smartest artist will just not tell you what it means.
Right.
You know, that's really like, I don't want Paul Verhoeven to tell me whether Total Recall was real or not. I don't want to know. It's much better not knowing, having ambiguity, and not having an explanation for it.
I mean, it's a dream, but yeah, it's fine.
Is it though?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so what was in the box? What was in the suitcase in Pulp Fiction? Let's just ruin them all.
Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Yeah.
A light bulb.
See.
I believe in that one.
Yeah.
I believe in that one 100%.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying though,
Mhm.
is it's like sometimes the ambiguity is better than having the meaning. But I think
know.
we're getting a bit far
but
away
again,
from
but I'm saying
this
again,
movie.
I'm the person that I take great pride in the tree falling in the forest thing, like having a finality to it. Like part of me like really enjoys taking these things that are supposed to be ambiguous and like I know what the ending is. Like 28 days later, in my mind, I 100% know the ending of that movie.
Mhm.
I am not that ending is not ambiguous to me. Like I see that ending.
Yeah.
Like it is in my head. Like I picture everything. I'm not going to say what it is because in case
Mhm.
somebody out there hasn't seen it, but I know the ending of that movie 100% in my head.
Yeah.
It's not ambiguous to me. It's telegraphed the entire movie. So
No, I mean I
Yeah.
get that, but you know, and when you've got an effort like this where it's put together by somebody separate from the one who originally created it,
yes,
and it's not like either of them had high art on their mind.
no,
You know, there's no deeper meaning here. There's no subtext. There's
did
not
not
any
know.
of that.
Did
Well,
you
sure. I
have
mean,
father?
I could go down the total futility stage and be like, why even do this at all? There's plenty of 80s movies that were finished, and why even do this? I mean,
Yeah.
because he
But I
felt
think
like it. Like I mean,
yeah, and I mean,
why
I
why
think
do?
it's-
I mean, then it's just like why do
Ours-
anything?
And,
Yeah.
and honestly, like if I was presented with that footage, I'd want to put something together too.
I'm saying,
Hell yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You could be the. I'm just saying, you could be that person of like, there's plenty of actual real 80s movies. Why even bother with this? I'm just because why does anybody put brush to canvas? I
Right,
mean, why does
right.
anybody do anything?
Mhm.
It's like
Art
he
for
felt,
art's
he
sake.
felt inspired to do it. Yeah, yeah. Fucking MGM. It's right there in
Yeah.
the logo.
Yeah, and like I've told people before, like sometimes people throw so much meaning into how somebody moved the camera and did a certain thing and framed a certain way and they all this stuff, and also so often artists are basically just like it looked right.
Mhm.
It didn't look right the other way. It looked right this way, so that's why we did it that way.
Yeah.
You know, because anyone that sits there and can give you the whole, well, the movement was supposed to be like this because this is demonstrating. It's usually 9 times out of 10 it's bullshit. It's just they're bullshitting you.
Yeah. Well, like
9 times out of 10 the answer is it looked cooler that way, so I did it that way.
Yeah. Well, like music. How did you come up with that chord progression? Well, I was fucking around on my guitar until it sounded cool.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty much it.
that's
That's how every song was
that's
written.
99.98% of songs out there.
Yeah.
It's like fucking around until it sounded cool, and then wrote
I
some
mean,
other stuff that
some
sounded
basic
cool.
like I know this chord goes with this chord, and
Well, sure,
this is
yeah.
how harmony works. But like
Most of the time, when
putting-
you're
yeah.
writing a song, you're not like writing it out and looking at the circle of fifths.
no,
and,
yeah, but
you know,
yeah, I'm saying you're just like I know.
You're just like-
you don't go from like this chord, this chord to this chord because it just
it doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, other than that, it's just like doop doop. Hey, hey.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that
Yeah.
note. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the way I think a lot of movies probably are as well. A fair
Yeah.
amount of them. Like
Oh yeah.
this looks cool.
I think it's. I mean,
Do it.
I don't know. Maybe this is probably getting more into like college thesis discussion. But I mean, like I feel like movies you have to movies and paintings maybe not abstract perhaps, but like realism paintings and surrealism paintings perhaps you have to have an end goal. You have to
Well, sure.
you have to
Yeah.
kind of know where you're going. Like
Yeah.
otherwise it's a hot mess the whole way, and it's
Yeah.
not going to look like anything. But
You got to plan
but
some of it out.
music
right?
is more discovery based creation. Like that is
Mhm.
that's not like most people don't hear the song before it's written. They're just like, I mean, unless you're like
Maybe
fucking
you don't.
Beethoven. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there are certain people like Beethoven who probably like had the entire symphony in his fucking head, and it was a struggle to put it down on paper. Like, I mean, there are
Yeah.
probably some prodigal people out there that have
Right.
existed throughout time that work that way. But
Well, movies like have a lot of moving parts, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you kind of have to have an idea. But as far as the like moment to moment stuff, like composing a shot on set, you're like, I got an idea of how I want this to look, but like, all right, move the camera a little bit left.
Mhm.
All right, that looks
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and sometimes the sun moved and now it's coming from behind that building, so we have to move 10 feet to the left
Yeah.
so that it's not destroying the shot. There's
Yeah.
there's all those sorts of things where you can plan for everything, and then there's just something happens when you're out there, and it's like,
Right.
well, shit.
planning versus luck.
And luck is a way bigger factor than anyone.
hmm
It's still amazing movies get made,
Mhm.
honestly, and that they're good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
even more amazing when like you see at the end, it's like this movie was responsible for 1,500 jobs and 1,600 man hours, and it's like,
Yeah.
fucking shit. Like, how do you even manage that? Like, 150,000 man hours. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you're over here and you're doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a crazy collaborative effort. Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to end up working for Pixar way back when.
Yeah.
Because I would have been like, all right, you're working on fur. Just make the fur work.
Right. I highly recommend anybody who's interested in film, like, sign up for a 48-hour film festival around you.
Yes.
Like, if you've never done anything like that.
It will convince you that you don't want to be interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just, like, go and do it and like, people are always looking for actors or people to carry shit. So join a
Be
team.
an actor. Be an actor. 100% be an actor.
It's fun. Yeah. It's totally fun.
That's fucking easy. Like, anyone that ever fucking tells you it's not, Jesus Christ. Like,
Compared to lugging, 50 pounds of camera gear
I
to the dunes.
Look,
yeah.
I mean, I have certain problems with certain people, but anyone who ever acts like acting is hard can go fuck themselves. I'm so sorry. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always treated as like, oh, well, I had to fuck off.
Well, people who can cry like on cue, that's
It's
pretty,
an impressive skill.
pretty
It's not
impressive.
like, it's not driving an 18-wheeler. I mean, if you can cry on cue, I'm like, that's pretty cool. If you can drive an 18-wheeler, I'm like, how?
Well, they can teach you it in 3 weeks. They'll give you
There's all those levers and knobs, and plus you have this thing that's just barely smaller than the two lines it's supposed to go between.
yeah. There's a
you know.
school for that. They'll teach
I'm
you.
just saying that amazes me.
I'm obviously not saying that truck
Amy
driving is easy.
that Amy Evans can cry on command is like that's a neat skill. Can you juggle? Like
I wonder if she can juggle and cry.
No,
on command.
I'm saying like
or if she just cries when somebody tells her to juggle.
if someone can juggle, I'm not like holy shit. I'm like that's mostly useless. Thanks. That's like
You heard it here, folks. Jugglers are useless,
I'm
according to
saying
Harlow.
it's a mostly useless skill. Like you're not. It's like algebra. Like when the fuck is that going to come into play? Like
well, you're never going to save anybody with juggling. I don't think.
Rarely is that going to crying on demand. Not generally called upon. Like making a souffle, that's pretty cool. Like not having it fall.
I've juggled
I like
before.
souffles.
Like, sure.
not
I mean,
that
if you can
bad.
do it, it's kind of cool. Like again, like
It feels
Remember,
cool.
jugglers, you're useless.
It feels really cool when you do it right.
yeah, just like crying.
Yep. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But seriously,
Usually,
like go,
usually during
like
sex.
go,
that's
go
the way.
try to make a movie.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not. That's not me like being dismissive and be like, go try to make a movie.
Yeah,
you fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
why don't you go fucking
But
shove
really,
yourself in a bin?
go try to make a movie. It will open your eyes to what it's like trying to make.
Hell,
a
just
fucking
writing
movie.
a script sucks.
Yes,
It's like
I've tried. It doesn't work.
You have all of the things in your head, and you're like, all right, here's where this leads to A, leads to B, leads to C, leads to D. Here's how to put it all together, and then you try to write it out, and it's like, why isn't any of it working?
Yeah.
Why does it all sound stupid?
Well, when
It's
we did
hard.
the 48-hour, we were just like, we're just not going to have any dialogue.
That's
We don't.
easiest
If we
way
don't have
do
to.
it.
Yeah, you guys. It was a silent movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, we weren't even in the silent movie category. We just did it silent
Yeah.
because we were like, fuck writing dialogue. That was my contribution, and
Yeah, and you didn't have to record.
we didn't
Yeah.
have to record any
You
sound.
didn't have
That
to deal with
was
sound.
Yep.
Yep.
We New York Ninja that shit.
great. Yes, we did.
Yeah. So, bringing it back,
Uh-huh.
what's your rating?
Oh right, yes, that whole rambling thing was supposed to lead to a rating. I'm going to give
Yeah.
it 3 jocks. I give it. I
pretty
feel,
good.
Yeah, I
That's
feel
good
like
rating.
it's solid. Like I mean, I can't. Like there's nothing about it that's like, oh my god, that's amazing. I mean, there are funny things that happen throughout where you're like, that's
Mhm.
amazing because it's just kind of goofy. Like his
Yeah.
elevatoring into the kids is amazing. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's solid, but not like hugely groundbreaking. It's incredibly impressive that it exists. I guess. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's kind of its own little miracle that
Yeah.
any of this fell into place in
Right.
the way it did, and
Yeah.
that it's as cohesive and good looking as it is.
right? Yes. I mean, yeah. I just think it's pretty good. It just doesn't have anything that's like, yeah. This is in the 4 and 5. Like, to me, the 4 and 5 jocks is like that's when you're getting into like the you better have something real strong you're bringing. This is just
Yeah.
I'm giving it. I mean, it's probably if without any backstory, like if I were just solely judging this as a movie, like I didn't recognize any of the voices, didn't know any of the backstory, it's probably closer to a 1 or 2 jocks, to be honest with you, because it's kind of a by
Yeah.
the numbers sort of movie. But I like ninjas, I like ninja stars. That
Oh, you like ninjas?
that puts it up in like the 2 jocks range just by like having doing cool ninja shit. And I'm giving it a whole extra jocks because, like, damn, just it's the extra damn factor.
We should hang out since you like ninjas and I like ninjas. Yeah,
it's cool.
This one's hard for me to rate. I feel real weird about it. Like,
Yeah.
But I do kind of. I do feel like I'm kind of in. I'm forgetting my words. I feel like I have the same general opinion as Harlow here. Like, it might be a 1 or 2 jocks if this was just like your standard ninja fare.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's sort of extraordinary circumstances, I feel like it deserves a little bit more. So I will also give it 3 jocks. I really want to slip into the other universe where this movie got made just to see what it's like. Like, I can't wait to die and be able to be like, hey, show me the New York Ninja universe real quick. Where
Wait, is that an option in your version of When You Die? Like being able to time travel and
not really time travel, just like be
just
able to
like
look up,
semi-omniscience?
yeah,
Like a Wikipedia of omniscience?
a little bit.
Yeah, a little more accurate.
You just
though.
kind of become part of the timeline.
Yeah.
You don't get to change anything, but you get to exist within all of them.
All right, yeah, I'm
kinda
down with that.
Check it out. That's
I mean, to bring up Amy Adams again, just like time is a flat circle, like and all of this thing. Okay,
actually it's more like Jeremy Bearimy.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, got you now. I'm with you. I got it now. I got that. That made total sense to me.
Yeah.
Time knife.
I guess I'm not as high as everyone else. I'm only going 2 jocks. I enjoy it,
That's fair.
but it's like it feels like it's almost graded on a curve. Like it gets that extra jocks just for existing,
Right.
And I look at all the individual parts and they just like there's no hell yes moment for me. I mean the submarine ninja is a good one. And I'm trying to think of some other stuff, but it's just scenes that don't entirely work for me. That are like, okay, that was fun, but like the fights aren't that awesome. And I guess it hurts having watched, shit like 8 Diagram Pole Fighter within the past couple months. And
Yeah, I need to go watch that. Man.
yeah, you do. But where it's, just the sheer insanity of that stuff happening. But yeah, I want to go higher. It's like I want to give it that that benefit of the doubt, so to speak, but I'm just not quite there.
Can I self-correct myself on one thing I said wrong earlier? Only because I say dumb shit all the time, and I very rarely catch myself on it at the time. But I said pantomime when I meant mime. It's 2 completely different things.
Okay.
One's with pants on and one's with pants off. Yeah.
Well, miming is the act of, and nothing is there. Pantomime is like I have a dumb costume, or like it's trying to make fake things look real. And mime is making nothing look real.
Yeah. Okay. I have Chuck's rating, by the way.
Oh yeah, let's
okay.
get
Yeah,
Chuck's
because
rating.
Chuck wanted to be here, but could not. He also has a Letterboxd review, so if you have Letterboxd, check it out. He's on there.
Chuck it out.
You can read his review. But he said 3 jocks for New York Ninja. 1 jocks for being one of those things you just have to see, like Miami Connection, Samurai Cop, Dangerous Men, etc. Can't argue that. 1 jocks for the restoration effort, being able to make something out of what had to be a huge mess. She's probably right there as well. And 1 jocks for some gorgeous 80s New York City footage from perspectives you rarely see, almost likely shot without any permits.
Yeah, because they probably did not shoot.
100%.
Oh, definitely,
no permits.
definitely the. I guess that was Halloween parade.
Yeah.
Where it's just like he and the kid are just standing off to the side, and like a couple people are like, "Is that a camera?" Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's one shot before he goes to meet the detective for the first time, where they shoot it from like across the street, and the guy's walking, and there's cars going in front, and that's just not a shot you see anymore. And I always love that shot.
Oh, when they're just like walking straight through the middle of the street, like
they're like on the other side of the street, and they're filming from way far away, and it's like zoomed, and you'll have a truck will go by.
Yeah, that scene, like
focus.
2 trucks.
Yeah,
drove by. That was really.
I call it the Sicario shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that doesn't make sense because that's a new movie, but that one of the most crucial scenes is like filmed from fucking far away. Just
like I love it. It's a shot you. Sicario might be the only one in the past 10 years that actually does it.
I think because
but I feel
it's
like
so
that's
unique,
a shot that showed up a ton in the 70s and 80s that just you don't see anymore.
Well, because
And-
it's also easier. Like, I mean, the reason they do that is if you're filming guerrilla style and you're across the street, people aren't going to look at the camera. Whereas
Yep.
if the camera and the people are right there together,
yeah,
you know, the actors can go be natural and the
Yeah.
camera's kind of hidden across the street.
Well, there were a bunch
Sometimes
of
in a
scenes
car
where
or
they're
in a van.
yeah, there were a bunch of scenes where there were just like a bunch of random folks
Yeah.
walking
Oh my
around in
God.
the background.
How did we not talk about Ninja and roller skates?
Oh right, shit.
my
How did we
God.
fucking skip that?
I don't know. I think maybe because it just comes and goes so fast.
yeah,
Out of
bec-
jocks for roller skating ninja. Mackie.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I still can't.
Give
but,
it a half jocks.
But that's the only. I
I'm adding
only,
a jocks to Mackie's
I
rating.
only remembered that because that's the one scene where I felt like people noticed the camera filming things
Yeah.
because they were just like,
Is that a fucking roller
because
skating
people
ninja?
were like, is that a fucking ninja in roller skates? And then they look across the street and like, is that a camera filming a ninja in roller skates?
right.
Oh, while we're talking about things we meant to say, I wanted to say that I appreciate, besides it being shitty New York that this universe exists in, but it's that sweet spot time period where it's like people had heard ninja and were okay and not like, what's a ninja?
Mhm.
You know, already?
Yeah.
But they had absolutely no fucking idea what a ninja was or what they did or had or anything like that. Because like every time a Pocket Sand or Throwing Star or whatever came out, they were like
Yeah.
totally surprised. Like
Right.
like what? like,
Yeah.
like and it's like if you're not like everyone's wearing a shirt that says ninja and no one's saying what's a ninja. How do you not know that they also have katanas and shurikens and shit? You know.
Yep.
And surprise
Just
pocket
ninjas
sand.
were new in
I
1984.
don't know why I love surprise pocket sand. It's just one of
They
my
weren't even.
favorite
They
surprise-
weren't even like pocket
I
sand. They
know.
were like
They
eggs.
were like eggs.
Yeah, he's got like powder
Powder
little,
eggs.
little water balloons full of, like flour or some
They
shit.
they
Yeah.
looked like somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked like somebody made a bath bomb, an egg-shaped
Mhm.
bath bomb, and then he threw it at somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he made them in silly
But yeah,
plastic
he
containers.
he or somebody in that ninja costume roller skates around and flips over a couple
Mhm.
times and then it just the
And
roller skates just kind of
ninjas
go
some
away.
dudes.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah.
He does a couple flips, and they. This is a goof. This is definitely a goof.
Definitely a good.
It's not in IMDb, so he can't goof, not a goof. But
Yeah.
But it's no, we can add our own goofs.
I
Right?
mean, okay, all right. Goof, not a
It's
goof.
a goof.
Not a goof. The roller skate ninja loses his roller skates when he does a flip. Goof, not a goof.
Yep. But then
Mackie,
they're
goof, not a
back.
goof.
A goof.
Yeah, definitely a goof.
1,000% goof.
Hello, goof.
Oh, big old goof.
Yeah, me, big old goof.
I'm just
Mondo
saying.
goof.
You know, I'm just saying. Personally speaking,
Goofasaurus.
I find that ninjas prefer roller blades. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
I don't get it.
Oh.
What do you mean?
We should have done the whole podcast in New York.
No,
New York.
absolutely not.
What? I love doing New York. I mean, I'm sure like they love making fun of Floridians. So.
But that's a certified goof,
Yeah.
fellas.
Yep. But yeah, 3 jocks from Chuck. He liked it a lot.
It's
I liked it a lot.
it's a unique thing. You should find it and watch it.
Unique New York.
And also, like the release of this is
Holy
an awesome,
shit,
like
yeah.
it's an awesome box.
They
If
went
you're gonna
all
do
out.
physical releases, this is how you do them.
If you're watching the live stream, you can get a look at this. Like the cover art on this is insane.
yeah, you got like the magnetic clasp. You got
Yeah, I
little,
love that.
That's
And-
like some Drew
this is
Struzan
so
ninja right there, man.
and it's got a damn book in it. Like
does.
Criterion's have like like the 8-page little essay. This is like this is not. It's a perfect bound book, which is like a thick ass book.
So you got like
Yeah,
nice
you got
DVD.
Check out
case.
this thick ass book.
Yeah, it's,
Check out this perfectly bound book. Look how perfect it is.
Yeah, it's not a staple on the end. It's
Right.
a perfect bound book, not a saddle stitch as they call it.
Oh.
Anyway,
oh,
but
oh,
yeah.
oh, you're actually that's like an actual
Yeah.
technical phrase, a perfect
It
bound
is.
book.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you were just commenting on its beauty.
No, perfect bound is that style where it's
Gotcha.
like squared off on the
Mhm.
outside. Yeah,
Yeah, like a graphic novel.
Yes.
correct. A comic book, if you will.
Well, comic books usually have
Funny
staples.
I know.
papers.
Graphic novels have
Yes,
the perfect
comic books are saddle stitch. Shadow stitch.
Shadow
Shadow
stitch.
stitch.
Shadow stitch.
You did
Anyway,
dishes.
yeah. So the physical release,
Super cool.
awesome.
Get it if you can, or
Nice
I
work,
you probably
Vinegar.
can't. It's
Nice
probably
work all
something.
around, Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long have we had this? Is it like out of print already? I'm just saying sometimes we have things sit
Yeah.
on the shelf for a little while.
It came
before
out
we
in
get
2021.
21.
Yeah.
They
so-
probably I'm sure they didn't do a limited
Yeah, I
run.
don't know why Chuck had it this week.
No, they wouldn't do a limited run on something they like
No,
self-produced.
not like
I mean,
this.
like I mean, why would they want to limit that?
Chuck
exposure?
usually has a method for why he schedules things certain weeks. Like next week's, clearly we know why, but I don't know why we're not doing next week's this week, and why this one was this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it just came out. I don't know. but it's a nice ass package.
That's what she said.
So you should buy it.
Oh man.
You know what else you should do?
Oh yeah, you should check out the website.
You should.
BMFcast.com. That's where we have all the things. It's very important. You should also check out your email provider of choice and then send us an email to bmf@bmfcast.com. Let us know how you're doing. Or if you want to like use your voice to say hi, you can call us 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That's the BMFcast hotline, the Garfield phone. Leave a message for us, and we will listen to it.
You can say more than hi.
Yeah, well, you can say a bunch of things.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Guten Tag.
Yeah. Hello.
If you come in, come on in.
But also, one of the other things you can do is say things with your money, and we like that when
They
people say
speak
things.
louder than words.
And if the thing is we like you, you can say that at patreon.com/bmfcast. Say that you like us with a monthly donation, which helps us keep the lights on and pay for our hosting. We just had to renew our
God.
hosting, and it was so expensive.
It was so much money.
It's like $1 billion.
It was
Or-
for multiple years at least, so we could get
Yeah.
a deal. But it was still like
Right.
that hurt.
I mean, I know.
It hurt.
Honestly, though, like that's actually still a pretty good deal. Like,
I know.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the worst part.
yeah, I know. It's just like
We know
That's
it's a
like
good
my
deal.
house and my car right now. I
know.
just bought both, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh God, that's so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like that's a really good deal still. How is this possible?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, so we try to keep our own expenses down, but it you know, we really like that you guys have helped us out with that because
Mhm.
like Patreon covers all of that stuff now,
Yeah.
and covers stuff like these brand new cameras that we use for the live stream and these sweet ass lights and the foot massager that I've got under the desk and
You
the
can go home now,
vacation.
by
He
the
does
way.
not have a foot
Yeah, you
massager.
can go home now. By the way, you don't have to stay here the entire podcast.
Yeah. And the vacations that I take every year are
Yeah.
paid for by the podcast.
But we genuinely appreciate it. It is really, we're still constantly amazed that so many of you guys like us enough to
yeah.
give us money for this stuff. So thank you.
Yes.
as
Thank you to
always.
current patrons and a
And
pre-thank
past
you.
ones. And you know what?
Any
And
patrons.
we know what it's like to have to back out of it or if you can't do it because, yeah, times suck.
And-
times have sucked for a
Yeah.
while.
And half of us are unemployed right now. So
yeah.
yeah, so it's extra special that
Mhm.
you know you guys help and
But-
we get it.
If you can't, the best way to help us otherwise is to just share the show with people.
Yeah.
You know, let people know,
Because maybe they'll be
retweet the
patrons.
stuff.
If you can't
you know.
be, maybe they will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know, man. So,
And thank you to Voyager for showing up in the live stream.
yeah.
You're cool. I like you guys. Or you guy. I don't know. It might be one guy.
Well, off to Spotify to find out.
Yes. Yeah.
Or what was that? There was like there used to be that thing you go to if you actually wanted to read about bands and stuff.
Wiki-
It was called
Wikipedia?
Rolling Stone.
No, there was like it was like Wikipedia, but it was like specifically was it All Music?
Maybe.
I think it was maybe All Music or All Music Guide or something. It was like they actually had like in depth.
My favorite
Biographies and
is
shit
my
on people.
favorite is Who Sampled.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Who Sampled is just like you fall down that rabbit hole
Yeah,
and you
just-
do not stop.
I will say, don't fall down that same rabbit hole on YouTube because it's the worst edited, thought out bullshit videos you will ever see.
What was that?
I went to something. I was like, oh, I think I watched this video. It was something like, here's the the most sampled hip hop samples of all time and the original
Oh
sources.
yeah. A
And
lot
it-
of those things are
And it
just
was
like,
just like,
Windows Movie Maker 1.3.
yeah, but it was also just like, what fucking hip hop do you think is popular? Like, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
Like,
it's the hip hop that person listens
right?
to.
Yeah.
Just
And I was
that
just
person.
like, like you're missing a lot of. Like there was one. What was it? There was one big sample where they quoted it as being, from like MF Doom or somebody like not a but
Yeah.
it was like a Dr. Dre sample. I mean it was like a very famous Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg sample.
Yeah.
I was like, anyway.
Uh,
Like how do you not know that that's more famous for being the sample here than this guy's
Yeah.
Yeah.
secondary one? Anyway.
I have to apologize to Voyager 3.
Oh.
Yeah, because they have directly on their website that says pronounced Voyager 3.
Oh,
And that's
Is it 3 members?
it is 3 guys. Yeah.
Oh.
that makes
Maybe
a lot
there's
more
5
sense.
members and it's like they'd be the opposite version of Ben Folds 5
Right.
that has 3 members but they're called 5.
No, it is 3 guys, but
Okay.
yeah, cool.
All right.
Voyager 3. I like them. I'm gonna
That's true. There
I'm
wasn't
gonna
a
follow.
Voyager 3, so the The
Right.
name was open.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
All right. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ, and for Chuck, this is BMFcast out. Bye,
Goodbye.
you cool people, and goodbye to you not cool people too.
Goodbye to everyone.
Goodbye. Good night, Moon.
Moon's here?
No.
Oh. You got my hopes up.
Yeah.
I never quite did
I haven't talked to
understand.
Moon Pier in a while.
Never did
Moonpier?
quite.
Yeah,
no, I
his
never.
accent's
No
pretty
idea. I
thick.
don't. Yeah, that's fucking.
Hello, this is Moonpier.
That sounded more like Tobias.
Yeah, I know.
That was-
Tobias is deep too, but they have the same accent in my head, both
Oh.
of them, because they both have those.
They have very different accents.
I know.
I hate to tell you this.
I know. I know this.
Mhm.
I know this 100%. But in my head, it's the same accent.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you were saying something.
I don't know.
Oh, good.
Good. It was probably not important. Like everything I've ever said.
Oh.
Oh.
You might have said something important once.
I said squat and gobble. So
You did. You
Yep.
did.
Yeah.
Not important, but also
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
Squabble. Is that where squabble came from? If you're squatting and gobbling.
I don't even get a fight.
Yeah.
It's painful looking at these DVDs Chuck posted that have laser rot.
What?
Are this his?
Yeah. Thing's fucked up.
Wow. They
Yeah,
just
the other
did
one.
he just leave that one spinning forever?
No,
No,
probably.
they-
Somebody was telling me disc rot doesn't exist.
Well, that person is stupid because it does.
Yeah, especially on the really early ones. The weird thing is, like, the super early CDs were almost completely scratch proof, but were really susceptible to disc rot. like the first couple years of CDs were like made with really hard plastic that was
Yeah.
really hard to scratch, but they were like they wore out in other ways really
Yeah.
quickly.
And laser discs had that. Like laser discs are really bad about laser rot at this point.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I remember like when we like my mom for some reason wanted us. I think because we, I've always been an audiophile because she was an audiophile. Like she really liked music and stuff too. So like, because she bought a CD player like when it was way too early to go buying a CD player, and I just remember like
Like one of those $1,000 CD players.
I mean, it was probably like a $500 component for a stereo, which is insane at the time. But
this
so-
the size
yeah.
of like 2 VCRs.
Probably. I'm just
with
saying,
that tiny
like something stupid like
tiny
that.
slot,
I mean, because I'm pretty sure we had like a $700 impact printer back in the day, or computer shit was just stupid expensive. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like I seem to remember like the showman like actually like at the place was like actually took out his car keys and was like running along a compact disc just to prove how like nearly indestructible they were compared to, because the big thing was like compared to vinyl,
Right.
because everyone knew
right.
tapes sucked. I mean, tapes always sucked, but the big thing was like, here's the quality of vinyl without the,
Right.
because
Right.
tapes, 8-track sounded good, but they broke a lot, and
Yeah.
they sound really good, but they're a fallible technology from a reliability
Yeah.
standpoint.
And they also could chunk in the middle of a longer song.
They also they would cut out in the middle of the half of the album.
Yeah. Time limited because of the space and the tape.
But yeah,
CDs are fucking amazing.
CDs are good. Yeah.
I
wish the mini disc had taken off. Like I really think that would have been really cool. I always wanted
mini
a
disc
disc.
is
I
by
never-
far the superior
I
format.
never
but
had a like mini disc anything other than a UMD. That was the only tiny disc thing I
I-
ever had.
I am thinking still and currently about buying a mini disc player, because you can get tons of mini. They made a billion different models of mini disc player, and I don't know what I'd do with one except for like overspend on some mini discs of like Alanis Morissette or whatever. But
I mean, you ought to know.
I oughta, but I don't.
I mean, you
But
set,
it's
you
such
set
a
me
cool-
right up for that one. I'm
yeah,
sorry, but
yeah.
We did.
You live, you learn.
I mean, thank you.
But so the mini disc like thought has one hand in my pocket, and it's touching my wallet.
I was trying to work that one in.
Mhm.
Got him.
I thought you were done.
Yeah,
That's why-
Kyle's
that's why-
mentioning UMD, the old PSP format.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
thing I ever had. Like, was that's the
Yeah.
only tiny like small disc I ever had. Other than like, I think I had one of those like, I had a couple of like the tiny things that fit in the center tray of your CD-ROM.
Oh yeah, the
like the half disc, the singles or whatever. they were.
Yeah, I mean,
350
Yeah.
millimeter or
Mil-
3
like-
inch, something like
I
that.
do miss the industrial design of like the old PSPs that would flip open like that, and like an old camcorder where
Yes.
it's like a plastic, really nice shell, and then it's got like all the erector set guts coming out. When you pop it
Yeah.
open, you can see all the innards.
That
like
stuff is cool.
there's
as
something
shit.
I absolutely fucking love about that aesthetic that is just done because of solid state media,
Yep.
and you know,
Yeah,
all you
no-
got's a little tiny slot to drop a chip in, and
Right.
it's not nearly as fun as having some tactile thing like that comes open and got
Yeah.
all the electronic guts that you can see.
You know what was cool as shit? CD carriers for like. There were a few CD-ROMs that took it, but also the
Oh, like a
DJ
caddy?
the DJ disc caddies. Those things were cool
Yeah.
as shit. Like it's funny. Like CDs were meant to be durable and portable, and then like immediately, a bunch of people were like, "Let's put it in another box."
Yeah.
Well, I had a like 6 or 8 changer in my car at one point in time in the trunk. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's how you had to do CDs back
Yeah.
then. But I remember I tried to buy like one of those 50, 100, whatever carousel CD, or actually I think I tried to buy a DVD one back
Mhm.
in when DVDs.
Yep.
Because it did CDs and DVDs because you could go in and like program what was in each slot, and then you got a
Yep.
menu.
Yeah, it took you 45,000 hours to
Fucking
program that thing with a
shit,
remote.
That thing
Yeah.
was the biggest piece of garbage
Yep.
ever. Like, and then shortly after, it was like, "Hey, here's TiVo and things," and it's like, "Oh, your
Yeah.
discs don't mean anything." I was like, "Yeah, let's pivot."
Did you ever have a 5 CD changer? Like
I had a 5 DVD changer.
console.
I don't think I ever did.
Those things were so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked.
I
with
had
them a
one.
lot,
I have no idea why. I think I was just
Yeah,
like,
why would
man,
you
what
ever-
if
why would you
I
ever
think
do
I was
that?
like, if I want to watch Lord of the Rings, I don't have to get up.
Yeah,
Except
but
you
you're gonna
would.
have to get up.
Except
yeah.
you would once because they're both on 2 discs, or there's 3 movies on 2 discs.
I know.
So-
I know.
So
I
you'd need a
meant
6
like each
CD
movie
changer.
I'd be
okay,
able to
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the whole marathon. I think
Oh
that's-
God,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's each movie 2 discs. So. Yeah.
And I love that the Blu-rays are
And
still
the laser disc would
split.
be like 4 discs,
Oh, God,
probably
at
flipping.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because The Godfather was like 2
Well,
laser discs, and you had to flip each side.
That's honestly the
Like-
thing that chased me away from like going too hard on vinyl.
Hmm.
Is so many of them. They're like it's the 180 gram
Oh,
version,
yeah.
and then it's
you
like
get two
you get
LPs,
2,
yeah.
3 songs on each side,
Yeah.
and it's
I've-
like
I've
this
got a-
album has 15 songs.
I've got a couple of those, and they suck. I mean, honestly, like
Yeah.
they sound amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you only get 3 tracks, and then it's like got to get up and flip it.
Well,
And
I
it's
have
like no, I'm in this couch for a reason.
right.
I
yeah.
don't.
I'm not getting up.
I have Nirvana's Unplugged in New York on 180 gram vinyl or whatever, and it's
That wasn't a very long show, though. That was only like 45 minutes. I
Yeah.
think.
the whole thing though is on
Yeah, I
is
want to
on
say like
one
07
Well,
Simple Things is like 4
I think
sides.
I think the 180 gram thing doesn't necessarily denote that they're going to do the spaced out grooving, which is what that really is. Is that
Yeah.
it gives more room for each track because it's not so compressed, basically. But that's just the thickness of the record. It's
Yeah.
the number of tracks per side or whatever that's their.
But it
own
almost
stupid-
always coincides with the 180
yeah,
gram
usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
vinyl.
I think I want to say I have a couple 180s that are just single flip though.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I'm kind of okay with it because like when I dip into vinyl, it's like that's super active music listening to me. Like I'm I'm gonna sit down and like
Right.
I am listening to music and that is all I'm doing right now. And whereas like MP3s or CDs or whatever, just like I want something on in the background while I do other things.
Yeah. I'm weird with what I like to buy. Like I don't like to buy new on vinyl, but sometimes I'll see something and I'll be like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like there are a few bands, like smaller bands. One is this metal band Wilson that I really like their first album and nothing else. And there's another local-ish band that put their album out on vinyl, and it's shaped like a little, or the artwork is done like a little golden book to begin with, and they released a gatefold album.
Goldblum.
Yes, Jeff Gone Gatefold. But they released their album in gatefold like their CD was, and I was like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool to have that. So I bought that, listened to it the other night with a friend of mine, and I haven't listened to like an album, a vinyl album, in a long time, and it was because I lost the power cord for my record player, which sucks. It's a weird voltage too, so I looked through all of my wall warts. Like I have, look at me. I'm the kind of guy that has a shitload of wall warts. can't find it, but I hadn't listened to an album in a long time.
I mean, I would peg
on
you for
vinyl.
having a shitload of vinyl too, but you know. This,
Yeah, well, I only have like 40 albums, I think.
just whatever you can carry on one trip of your fixed wheel bicycle.
Yes, one trip on my penny farthing. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think like so I've bought some like new things, like things I never. I bought a couple albums that I never heard before, just because it's like, hey, it's a new album from so and so. I'm gonna buy it on vinyl because it comes with a digital copy or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like that's a really nice thing. It's like I'll just have
Yeah.
this. I think I've honestly like kind of for the most part I've turned myself off to like buying anything recorded prior to like 1998 on vinyl or after 1998.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said that wrong. Like, I just feel like there was a certain time when like everything went digital in the production that there's literally like
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
there's no difference. So like you're just getting an album, and it's like, because I mean like, you know, I have some very modern things that sort of should sound really good on vinyl, and they do. Like I mean like 07 Simple Things, you know, like that's a great album and it sounds good on vinyl, but it's like you pop in like, you know, the Superfly soundtrack, and it's like, no, this is why you own vinyl. Like it's like
Yeah.
like I could fucking hear every little on the guitar and fucking everything, you know, like you know, just everything that's supposed to be happening in music. It's all there, and it's not all homogenized. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, that stuff is also like produced differently.
Well, yeah,
you know?
it was just like record it. Like this is what it's supposed
Yeah.
to sound like. This is how music's not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought that like, you know, I think the best music is like where you hear flaws. I mean, Blur's Tender, their crazy 9-minute song has a huge flaw in the middle of the song. They start to sing a chorus at a part where it's not supposed to happen, and it's in the final version.
Just in there.
Yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
someone goes
Well,
like,
doesn't he fuck up the guitar in the very beginning too?
yeah, and it's like there's a part where like they're all doing the chorus, and you hear one person go, and it's like, oh, we're not. This is like the instrumental part. And it's like you hear them start to, and someone's like, you know, like clearly in the recording, and it's just like that's fucking music. That's to me that's what music is.
Yeah. Like Kinda Blue, there's clips of Miles Davis complaining about the floor squeaking.
Yeah.
And you can kind of vaguely, I forget which song it is now, but there's a part where you can kind of vaguely hear it in one of the songs that I think they took out on one of the remasters
Oh,
later.
boo.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah, see, I don't understand this like. I don't understand this like obsession with perfection that like, you know, music and everything has to be. I watched this recent rant on another random YouTube thing I found. It was all random musicians just railing against American Idol, X Factor, all the talent things. They were just like, it was like, I think a whole bunch of people just basically like fuck all of that. It's like they all want everybody to sound like somebody else. And I think the best example I heard was Dave Grohl was like, imagine fucking Bob Dylan on American Idol singing "Blowing in the Wind." It's like just think about it, and then it's like my point is done. And it's like, yeah, fuck you. Like they would be like, you're too pitchy and nasally, you know. Yeah.
Well, I fucking hate the way Bob Dylan sings. Anyway,
yeah.
but
Anyway.
Great songwriter, terrible singer.
yeah. Okay, so I had
But yes, I know what you're saying.
I had this CD of a local band, and something happened. Like it's been in my CD player. It had been in my CD player in my car for a long time, but it had one tiny scratch that was deep enough to just make it like chirp a little bit on one song. Just one little spot. It would go. Beep.
But you learned where that chirp was.
I did, because it. You know, I listened to that album a lot, and I did something. I think I cleaned it. Like I cleaned it super well. You know, got all the fucking 25 years worth of grime off of that CD, and it doesn't chirp anymore. And it bothers me every time I get to that point in that song.
Talk about things being fucked up in the same way all the time on CDs. You know, the Frampton Comes Alive of our generation, Sublime's, was it 40 Ounces of Freedom, or is it just the self-title? I don't remember which one it was. What's the fucking Santeria one, Sublime album?
That one
know
is
anything.
the
self-title?
subtitle.
Okay.
Self-title.
Well, I'm saying like that, whatever Sublime album that was, you know, the Frampton Comes Alive of our generation. Everybody fucking had it. On Santeria, it would play the first bit, and it was like do the doom 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 doom, and then it would do the dick 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 kind of skip, and then but you skip that track, and the whole rest of the album was fine. So like every time I hear the opening of Santeria, I'm always like, like that's all I want. Like my brain wants to hear. Because I've honestly not heard that song many times because my CD was fucked up. Like people are always like, I fucking hate that song. I'm like, I barely ever heard it, to be honest with you.
You were listening to less radio than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
I swear that song
I
is
know.
always playing at any
Somewhere.
given point somewhere.
Somewhere, yes.
Yeah, mine. Yes, terrestrial radio.
I was-
Sublime. So whoever
I
whoever
would think
made a
it'd be
deal
what
with
I
terrestrial
got.
radio Sublime will live forever.
I thought it'd be What I Got. I feel like that's the one that would be
That one
everywhere.
too, but
It's those two.
they're interchangeable, really. They're the same song.
Yeah.
Do you mean terrestrial radio? Like, is that a company, or
That's
are
just
you
not-
actually
not-
just
talking
like
about
any
regular
non-XM
terrestrial? Okay.
Not
radio.
satellite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just checking to make sure you weren't like capital T,
No,
capital R.
No.
Um,
Yeah.
Radio sucks. a
Oh
lot,
yeah,
a
I have the Eagle, the classic
Yeah.
classic rock station. I swear to God, it's either Phil Collins or Aerosmith. Whenever I got in the car, it did not matter what time of day, anything. It was either Aerosmith or Phil Collins was either just coming on or just ending.
It's got to be so easy for like rock channel DJs because they've been playing the same 30 songs for
Well,
45 years.
it's such shit too, because like there's a guy who comes on. He's like, I heard Bon Jovi's going to be touring this year. You know, I would put money they'll be in. How do they phrase it? It was something that made it clear it was not even a local DJ, because he's like, I'll put money they're going to make it stop in the state this year. You know, something like
Oh
that,
my
and it's
God.
like,
It's
or,
just
or
generic
in
enough.
town.
Yeah.
just generic enough.
I think they'll be at the local arena any day now.
Yeah, it
Or
was
at
that
the
kind of thing,
arena,
and I
you
was
know.
just like,
I think they'll be down at the local venue because it might not be an arena. It could be an
Yeah.
amphitheater.
and it's
Yeah.
just some asshole in Dallas recording like 50,000 of these. And
He's
then
not even
eventually he
doing
was
that,
like,
yeah.
I don't even need, why am I saying the state? Why not just, why not just say they'll be in our state soon?
Yeah.
Make a local stop.
Yeah, there's not a guy in a radio station anymore for
yeah.
most
So
of these.
It's
What
depressing.
was your song? What was the song you heard on the radio, on the oldies channel that you went, fuck? What was the song for you? Do you know?
Anything.
I can name the exact time and place, like where I was and when it happened and what song it was.
Another one bites the dust?
That's you heard that and we're like, I'm old. That's when I'm old.
No, I thought you meant just fuck. I'm shutting this off as soon as it comes on.
No, the one that made you feel old.
Yeah.
Hearing Blue Monday in Publix,
Oh, yeah.
that one hurt. That one happened.
I
I was
bet.
like, oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no.
I was at a Squat and Gobble. I was at the V-Chuck Cafe, and their music was I think on the Eagle or whatever it was called at the time, the 96.9.
The Eagle.
It didn't. It is now. It didn't used to be. It was something else.
WEJ.
The Falcon.
It used to be
It just
WEJZ.
called the classic. It was just
Oh.
something else.
Yeah.
I don't think it had
Thinking of
any,
Rock 105?
any animals attached to it. I don't think at one point in time. Anyway, but yeah, it was mostly like your standard, like here's early Billy Joel. Here's some still some spinners and shit like that. I'm just saying, it was still like some doo-wop
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then fucking When Doves Cry comes on, and I was just like, no, no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, that's why I remember, because it was just like, you couldn't really get much more near and dear to me. It was just like,
Yeah.
fuck off. Like, no.
Well, like the classic rock stations started playing like 90s grunge in like 1999. They're like, fuck it, it's been 7 years. We're going to throw Pearl Jam into, in on the Rock 105 rotation or something. I just, man, I cannot fucking listen to any of that fucking radio anymore.
Yeah.
NPR is the only thing that's allowed to play on the radio station anymore.
I mean, it was basically what would come on before I could plug my phone in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
mine doesn't do that. Mine's
'cause
just
I-
silent until phone is in
yeah,
circuit.
because my car was dead and I had to borrow a car.
Oh, yeah.
for
Just put it on
over a
89.9.
month.
my car, if the phone isn't connected, you turn on it and then you look at the stereo. It says no device connected.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, because I'm
that's
like,
exactly it.
I'm like, nope.
do not default to FM.
Yeah.
Do not do
'Cause,
it.
Yeah, mine doesn't.
Even XM. I have free XM, and it's just like I got sick of
Yeah. I mean, I turned off the radio, and it does have XM. Like, it came with
Yeah.
the 390 days or whatever. But I let it run out, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just like as soon as that was off, it just turned it off, and it was like it doesn't have a GPS or anything without the phone, so
Yeah.
it's just it is an Android device, but you can go into like a menu and fuck around with the Android if you really want
Yeah,
to.
Kyle says it's now Here Comes the Hot Stepper for Mackie. That's the next one that's going to come on
Yeah.
and ruin you.
What? That's what you're going to hear and make you. That's what you're going to be.
It's
Oh,
what I was
oh.
playing when I posted the
Yeah.
picture of my car. I posted the inside of my car, and everyone could see the big display had "Here Comes the Hot Stepper" on it.
That's what you were listening to.
Yeah,
Nina Kamosi.
Yeah.
All right.
It
It's a
was
good jam.
it
Well,
was,
I know,
it
I
was the
just-
third one on my playlist after
No, I
Ico
was
came
just
on first.
I was
Oh,
just
Ico's
checking
so
good.
like
Yeah.
the NASA one
Dude.
or whatever.
Hmm?
The
What?
the new one, like that isn't it NASA? Isn't that the name of the band that does the new Ico?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forget
that
the
was
band
the
name.
first
I
one.
just know.
Yeah, no, I mean because it's an old song. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just clarifying that we
I
were
thought-
talking about
I
the
thought-
new one.
I
Is Lizzo
I
on
thought-
that track too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was like 7 years
Yeah,
ago.
no, that
It was
like,
a while
That was
back.
like a long time before put
Yeah.
my
anybody
hair
knew
back,
what. Yeah.
check my nails.
Yep.
All that.
But yeah, that's been my issue too. Is playlists now. I hear a song end and I expect it to be the song that's next on the playlist all the time, and it messes me up, man.
So
I was clarifying. I'm not making fun of you listening to Here Come the Hot Stepper. I was just clarifying that you actually were listening to it intentionally because I feel guilty when I listen to certain songs like that, and
Why?
I don't know. They feel like there's certain songs that I have a guilt level for, and I feel like that's one of them for some reason. Like "Come Baby Come," like I know that's a terrible song, but I like it.
Oh,
Swing,
yeah.
swing, better, swing.
Well, shit, man.
Why
But
is
when I
it-
had XM back before they changed Backspin to Rock the Bells, which Rock the Bells sucks. Backspin was better, but they would
Backspin
play
was
like Tootsie Roll, and I'd be like,
Mhm.
dude,
yeah.
fucking Tootsie Roll.
See that Tootsie Roll?
Yeah.
How do you not like get amped for that song? Like, even though
I
it's like
because you're
it's
under
the-
30.
I think there's a
it's the white people like wedding party anthem, but
Yeah, I think
but it's
that's-
also like everybody's
Yeah.
I
fucking
think that's
party anthem.
I think that's what it is. Is like, despite my appearance, I still like to consider myself like a true hip hop head. Like I like
Yeah.
good hip hop, and it's like I feel guilty when I listen to like the commercial shit sometimes. So it's like listening to pop. It's the pop
Oh,
hip
yeah,
hop.
no, don't.
Hip hop. Haha.
You can't appreciate a good steak if you don't have a cheap ass
I
burger once in a while.
Totally agree.
I think you have to.
I will never get more psyched than the last verse of Slam by Onyx because motherfucker comes in and just fucking spits those bars so hard.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
You just have to. You just have to. In the words of Kesha, you've got to learn to let it go.
Mhm.
That was very like. That was a really important moment for me. Like 10 years ago, was like giving up on the like I shouldn't listen to this because it's this or that or the other,
Mhm.
and just like, man, whatever comes through my ears and makes my brain happy, I'm gonna listen to that. If it's
Sure. Yeah, I'm just
whatever
saying
it should be.
there's a certain like level. Like I mean, I don't know if it was detected or not when we were talking about it, but it's like it's. I can't shake it when we talk about things like the house party movies, because like I'm like fuck Kid and Play, like they're just this fucking
Yeah, they
bullshit
suck.
ass thing.
Well,
you know, like I'm just like I said, like as a real hip hop person, I'm like fuck these clowns. You know, just like that's I can't shake
Yeah.
that. It's like
Well,
I
there's
wa-
some
I-
music out there that's just fucking
I
straight
know
up clowning.
but there's also like I mean the main Kid and Play song is a pretty good jam if I'm being honest. And I mean and honestly like I did not know who they were like when we watched the movie, but like Dreadlock Boy from the Young Black Teenagers, like I totally recognized one of their songs. As soon
Yeah.
as like I heard the name, I was like, oh, that's tip the bottle or twist the bottle and tip the cup or whatever. Like that's those motherfuckers. Like
Yeah.
at the time it didn't register because I don't know. I just saw a white guy with dreads and I was like, well, hey, fuck you.
Yeah.
But,
Generally, fuck those
yeah,
guys.
yeah, but anyway, I'm just saying, like, there are certain things in my head I have trouble, like, allowing them to me to like them unabashedly.
Well, let me. I don't have any
I've-
video of myself at a Kesha concert.
Like,
but
I don't think like it's really
photos.
just hip hop because I think I'm kind of like I feel like I'm sort of hip hop snobbery. Like it's
yes.
like I like of all the music genres, like that's the only one where I'm like I feel like I want to like the good stuff. I don't want to like. Maybe it's because I feel like I have a responsibility of just like not being another guy of like that's a pretty good jam. I like it. I want to get it. I want to feel it. And-
Yeah, I can't listen to modern shit
well,
because
it's
like
all-
once
it's all mumble stuff. mostly.
once samples ended,
Yeah.
like once everyone had to stop using samples, I think that's when so much of it
It's-
died for me.
the samples haven't ended at all. They're just it's all weird fucking dollar store jazz
Yeah.
records and shit now that you've never heard of. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
because
well,
no
I'm just
one's
saying,
gonna
like,
sue
Sam-
them for it.
well, yeah, I mean, it's like back in the day, it was like, hey, let's go sample like some super well known shit that like, hey, that's from like Beach Boys have fucking Psycho in the middle of one of their songs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like fucking memorable pieces of music and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just anyway, yeah, but nowadays it's like everything's still sampled. It's just all from shit you've never heard of.
But
Yeah.
but yeah,
But yeah, like I said, I think it's because of that genre just being like this is the one I want to take seriously and I want to understand, I want to comprehend. Because like pop, I don't feel that. Like I like the Bangles equally to like fucking whoever could sing the most beautiful melodic song. I'm totally drawing a blank. Singer-songwriter people, Tori Amos for like I'm saying, like I like the song stylings of Tori Amos as much as I like the Bangles or the Go-Go's or whatever. And it's like it's
Or
pop.
the Google Dolls.
Yeah, I'm like it's all fine.
I'm far past judging anybody on their music tastes. Honestly, like it just doesn't matter to me anymore.
Finally, congratulations.
Yeah, it's if you like what you like, that's fine.
I'm past judging myself for my music choices. That's how far I've gotten.
Yeah, and I don't even like it's like just about Queen. Like I don't engage on that anymore because I'm just like it's not worth it. Like it's not. You can't change somebody's mind and go, actually, that thing you like is bad.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't agree with you about Queen and never have, but I do really love you raging about Queen, and
I love Queen, and
I'll
I don't care.
Yeah.
Seriously, like again, I should have been proof that you're not going to sway me.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the thing. It's like I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna.
He makes a good point. Fat Bottom Girl is actually kind of a shit song.
Yeah. but there's also I believe it was from Why the Last Man there's this whole discussion about like you don't bond over the things you love, you bond over the things you hate.
Yeah.
So it's like if Jen hates Queen, it's like yeah, that's right.
That's why you married
She also
her.
hates the Beatles, which I can't get on board with. But she was also like she had a chorus teacher that would only let them sing Beatles songs for like 3 years, and so that's why she like can't even handle covers of Beatles songs.
T-Straw lost it. She basically like it's a thing I might have liked, but you've ruined it for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had a teacher that forcibly ruined it for her.
Yeah. Like I might be okay with Lost, but you've now made it where fuck Lost.
Yeah.
You like it too much.
Nice one, Kyle.
Just like anime. You've ruined anime, all of you fanimes.
Does he still? What is he into now?
Tommy?
Yeah,
I don't know.
like he doesn't give a shit about Lost anymore because like literally nobody does, right?
He likes
Is he big on Stranger Things?
He actually tried to give me all of his Lost figurines he'd collected. Yeah.
Just give them away.
Well, he was like,
when he was moving. Yeah.
He was moving. No, I think he was moving / I think he's like getting ready to do his whole like classic console display thing he wants to do. Like he's getting these like shelves together where he's going to try to put out all his past consoles or something.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can't have McFarlane Lost people on my shelves anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm fixing my microphone.
That's why eBay exists, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
I think he's into like Mr. Beast YouTube videos or something. It's
Yeah.
he's been a weird point in his life.
He's been watching a lot of weird shit on YouTube.
He's just usually defined by like whatever he's huge into right now.
Yeah.
Like for years it was Rock Band.
I did send him a link to Defunctland. I figured that'd be right up his alley.
Maybe.
He likes theme parks a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like all those like tours of how the shit works maybe. But I don't know.
I don't know if
You think I could get him into board games so that he could buy a bunch and then I can
From
borrow
you?
them from him?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
You think it would be a possibility? Get him, be like, hey, this Zombicide, check this out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Suddenly he's spending $700 to get Marvel Zombies on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he might be going through actual zombicides.
Well, but I see.
Oh, has he not been going to the doc?
It's apparently back again or something.
Yeah.
Well, because he drinks like a fiend.
Well, he's
Apparently.
Yeah.
Really cutting down on that too.
yeah.
Huh, okay. I know that was a huge trigger for it in the past.
It's down to only like 35 beers a night.
Yeah, well,
He's doing good.
everyone's got to cut it back.
It's just a regular suitcase, not a portmanteau of beers anymore.
Yeah.
A portmanteau of beers.
Jesus Christ. A grip.
Yes, a metric grip.
I just wanted to go to the original meaning of portmanteau, not the word smushing.
Yeah.
Or the top Google search for Natalie. Still one of my favorite jokes.
That took me a second.
Yeah, I know. Wait, that's another joke. I swear I've said that before. Have you not heard me say that?
You might have said it.
Oh, I've been saying that since we've been using the word portmanteau a lot. I was like, yeah, it's a conjunction. It's a conjunction of two words, or it's a large steamer style suitcase, or it's the top Google search for Natalie. Yeah.
He is. He's actually he's vaping data, Veda, if you will.
What am I doing?
Oh, Kyle said it looks like you're sucking on a memory stick.
Yeah, I'm Johnny Mnemonicking. I've got like 12 gigabytes in my head to store.
It's not like this one, which looks like a robot penis.
Yeah.
but it's orange and it matches this, and
Oh, there you go.
kind of matches my phone.
So what are you up to tomorrow, BJ?
Fucking nothing, man.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear.
Absolutely fuck all.
What'd you do today?
Fucking nothing.
Yes.
Actually, okay, so it's funny. I was talking to one of my former coworkers who left before I did. She's like, "What are you doing today?" And I was like, "I tried to sleep in."
Yeah, it's hard.
I even went out last night and I drank a bunch last night to celebrate the fact that I didn't have to go to work today.
Did you go to ladies' night?
Yeah.
Do we still have ladies' nights, or is it like another
Yeah.
thing
Oh,
anymore?
yeah.
Oh.
Still tons of
I
ladies.
know. I just
nights.
wondered if, like, that had subsided due to.
You'd think it
you
never would have
know,
worked
like-
in the first place because there's only
really shouldn't
dudes
have.
at ladies' night.
Well,
But
I know. I just wondered if, like, it had become passe due to, like,
Yeah.
culture.
but it's still at, like,
It's more
$8
due to COVID.
$8 buckets at Shit Kickers Lounge
I
on 17 south
think
of
I-
the Orange
I
Park.
think I meant less about COVID and more about, like, ladies are people too, kind
Yeah.
of perspective of the world. That's all.
Yeah. No, ladies' night. It's not as prevalent as it was, but it's still there. But no, like I drank a bunch last night and
I mean,
woke up.
If
at,
nothing else, there will always be a song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but I woke up at my normal time. I wanted to sleep in,
Yeah.
and I woke up at my normal time today, and I was like, "Fuck!" Closed my eyes. I just like put my hands over my face. I was like, "At least 10 o'clock. I got to sleep till 10."
Do you have blackout shades?
Yes. Well, not in my room. I have them in my living room, but not in my bedroom.
What?
Do
I'm
it.
weird.
What?
Yeah.
Do it.
I don't actually sleep super well, like when it's super dark.
Okay. Other question: have they ever replaced the light just outside that second bedroom?
Yes, they.
So it doesn't.
Correct, it does
through
not.
the entire night, and
But it's-
also make it through blackout blinds and any other form of.
Oh no, it does.
It still gets that light.
They
was
replaced that
the
light with
worst
a
light on
brighter light.
Earth. Oh my God! How? How is that possible? That light was visible from space. How the fuck?
LED technology, my man.
And
The-
it
he-
still buzzes?
No, it doesn't buzz.
Okay.
It does buzz.
The buzz was the worst part, honestly. Like,
yeah.
not only was it just like,
So they use bear blinding technology.
yes.
Those
not only
fucking
was it-
lights are so
Not only
bright.
was it the bear the bear blinding, it was the bees chasing the bear was all you'd hear.
right. So
I know about the bees and bears.
Yeah.
yeah. So funny
bears
thing
and
about
bees.
that light is, that one finally went out. It finally like burned out. Like the mechanism inside burned out.
Well, yeah, because it ran hotter than the sun.
like a candle in the wind.
Yeah.
But okay, so that burned out, right?
Uh-huh.
And I didn't tell my landlord about it because I was like, "Great, it's not fucking buzzing. That's awesome." And he came and replaced it with the LED Two Suns lights,
Yeah.
and those are actually like
Oh, the
there's
Tatooine.
yeah, the
Tatooine
Tatooine
edition.
lights. And those burned out, and I didn't tell him because I like it being dark back there.
Yeah.
And those things, like when you go outside, it's
He's
like,
like, how
the
do you like
fucking
3 suns, son?
Yeah.
when you go outside, it's like the fucking daytime, right?
Yeah. Your phone actually switches modes when you go outside.
right.
It's like, oh, hey, it's
Yeah.
daytime.
My,
Right.
my house is charging.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't tell him about that, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm replacing your lights. It looks like they burn out." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice, huh?" I kind of like it darker though, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well the ones I'm getting are brighter." So I've gone up 2 levels of brightness. Now I am at 3 suns, and it's
Tell us about your 3 sons.
they're mine,
Oh, okay.
and it is like noon when you go out back.
Oh,
now.
God.
It's awful. I hate it. I wouldn't mind it if they actually projected just downwards. Like I want to get some aluminum flashing and
Yeah.
cut little
A
shades.
shield.
Yeah.
You should probably
Little
just
shutters.
you could go on Amazon and find some gels. Like, I mean, seriously, like light gels, and just
Yeah.
go up there and
They
fucking-
would fucking melt. those
I mean,
lights
no,
are so powerful.
They're really made for that, though.
That's what I'm saying. These lights are
I mean,
no fucking
there's no
joke.
way an LED light can be more powerful than a par can light with an incandescent bulb in it. Those things.
You haven't seen how bright these things
You
are.
can boil water on one of those.
They're- the
No.
the grass beneath the light
Okay.
is all brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And smoking usually.
Hmm.
But no, I kid. Like I
I like smoking grass.
I know. But yeah, so I woke up at I finally got up at 10. I had
That's just there for a sound clip if anybody ever wants it.
I had cereal and coffee and watched a bunch of YouTube videos in my underwear, and then I went and dropped off my shit at work
Mm-hmm.
and took all my shit from my desk that I haven't seen in 2 years. I forgot I have a like 12-inch Lion-O.
Really?
Yeah,
Where'd you get that?
I have no fucking clue. It's one of
Just showed up.
you just acclimate shit when you work somewhere for a
yeah.
long time.
Like it was someone else's Lion-O and it became yours.
Yes.
It was a
Yeah.
Lion-O shared.
Yeah, my desk at Mint was like, I had nested there, man. I was burrowed in like a tick. It was like I'm surrounded by my stuff, and my desk now, the last place I had nothing. Like I didn't have I have a picture of Jen and me in Hawaii on the desk, and that is the only, and a Tommy Boy bobblehead, and those are the two accoutrement that I have at my desk. I have learned not to get attached to shit.
Well, thanks to having moved offices just before COVID, I took a bunch of my previous desk shit.
Yeah.
I had like 2 paper boxes at least worth of shit, and I took about one of those home with the last move, and then I filled up a postal box. You know,
Yeah.
those postal plastic
Yep.
post office boxes. Filled up one of those with
It's a bin.
with shit. Bin, yes, postal bin. Filled up one of those.
Yeah,
So it was a lot less shit.
yeah.
I took stuff like I had my Ron Swanson Pyramid of Greatness. You know, got to take
Nice.
that home.
Of
Threw
course.
away a bunch of shit. There's like certificates of
Yeah,
completion bullshit.
yeah. Now that we're getting ready to move again, like I'm getting way less precious about a lot of things.
Oh, we had to do this bullshit team exercise where we got this like hardback, like everyone was issued a hardback book of some like, you know, like
Zig Ziglar bullshit.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It was like
Who moved
like
my
your personality. It
cheese?
was like more like what kind of learner were you? I think it was. It was like
Oh God.
yeah, and we had to do this whole exercise and fill
What's
this
your
shit
love
up.
language?
Yeah, or whatever. And I just remember like I had that book.
Cash.
I still had that book sitting on my shelf, like when I was cleaning out my stuff at the office. I remember just came to that. I was like,
Yeah.
like I had great joy throwing that thing in the fucking trash.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I probably threw away my picture of Chuck that I had on taped up. Or actually, I'd probably leave that up.
Do you have a picture of Chuck?
Well, no,
taped
no,
up?
the
Oh.
thing we had where it was like the infinite pictures, where I taped the picture of the thing to him, and he taped the picture of. It's on the rotation there, but like,
Yeah, it shows up. I know which one you're talking about.
yeah,
God, look
like
at
I still had that hanging up for a while.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
What
Let's
does
say,
that say on the back?
Stop all the downloading.
yeah. So I had that up. I had to stop all the downloading thing, printed out like the meme, and then I took. I guess I didn't take another picture. I guess that was the end of the photoception.
Maybe
No,
I should send you
I
one.
think there was another level that's not there portrayed there. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of that and then printed it out or something.
That's funny.
I like it.
This is what happens when you give me a color laser printer here. That I don't have to pay for the toner.
Yeah, I do miss that.
Yeah.
I miss having
Yeah.
nice printers. My new place, I got a shit printer. It's not nice at all. It's like people print out reports on it.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other places where they're like, no, we actually have
Is
to
it
have
a-
professional prints out
Is it
of
a
this thing.
black and white Konica Minolta BizHub?
Probably.
Yeah.
Those are shitty. Those
It
are
can
actually
print
really good.
color, but it sucks.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, what is the cheapest pound paper we can put in here? It's like, do they have 20 pound?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's called toilet paper. Don't
Right.
put it in this machine.
Actually, I just as a personal note, I don't enjoy besmirching of BizHubs because I've worked with a lot of bullshit printers. And
Oh, are the
BizHubs
BizHubs good to work with?
BizHubs are actually incredibly reliable compared to a lot of the other
Oh, okay.
multifunction things out there. I mean, I'm not saying they're good. I'm just like,
no,
it's,
I believe it.
it's more so like, I'm just saying, if you're going to get something for your business, go HP, or if you need a copier, get a.
Do you remember what the one was that was on the advertising second floor? The black and white one that had that huge, like, slide out
Oh, I mean,
paper
if
thing.
they still had that, that wouldn't have been a BizHub probably because that's.
It
I-
wasn't a BizHub.
yeah,
No,
I
it
don't
was
know.
some.
probably a Canon or
But
something.
that thing jammed like literally every other piece of paper that
It's
you
probably
tried to
actual
print.
Xeroxes. I mean, that's the thing is like
It's-
fucking the name of Xerox. Like every Xerox I've ever worked with is a giant piece of shit, and it's like like why did that become like the Kleenex? Like why did that become the name brand, the Coke of sodas?
Because they were the first ones,
I guess,
and the most, probably in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Every once in a while, I see things of like, do you ever see names that have been around and you don't think about them? Just like brands and things that have been around for forever, as long as you've known them. And then every once in a while, you look at them and are like, that's fucking stupid. Like, how did that become? Like, how did anyone ever buy this and see that name and be like, I'm gonna buy that? Like, I just sometimes like you see these
Like
brands.
Toyota.
Not even that. Like, just dumb conjunctions of words. Like, I'm trying to think of like one I saw recently where it's like it just dawned on me like what they were saying in the name of their fucking product, and it's like that's so stupid. And how did this ever become famous? Like,
Whatchamacallit.
well, yeah, that's
They actually have those at work.
yeah, they're actually really good.
They're really good.
Yeah,
Like,
whatchamacallit is a
I
good-
keep
is a
buying
good
them, and
candy
I
bar.
shouldn't. But like, I hadn't seen a whatchamacallit because it's never in like the Halloween candy or any of that shit.
Whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
Thingamabob.
Well, it's because it's not a Hershey one, is it? It's I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know who has it, but
It's there with the Snickers and the
You can
Milky
buy
I think,
Way.
it's
whatever
probably-
you-
I think it is Mars. I was gonna say I think Mars.
Yeah.
Has
You can buy whatever you want for Halloween candy.
You sure can. It's the future.
Just do whatever you give kids. Cool candy,
yeah, give them full
full
size candy
size
bars.
candy bars, big boxes of nerds.
I mean,
Not those. Nobody likes a box of nerds that's
Yeah.
like this big. Fuck that.
I'm
Look-
disappointed we're not going to be in the new house in time.
I'm
man.
saying
I don't think it's going to be ready by October.
if you have the funds to do full size candy bar and the capacity of trick or treaters to facilitate it,
Mhm.
do it. I mean, I've been to some houses where it's like you have 400 trick or treaters come through, and you
My mom did.
you can't
and she
full-size
kept getting
candy bar.
repeat kids.
Yeah.
They tried to swap costumes so they could come back, and she's like, "No, I saw you guys.
Yeah.
Get out of here."
that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been to some houses where it's like that's not economically feasible. If Halloween
Yeah.
would cost you $3,000, but
Yeah.
but anyway, I'm saying if you can, if it's like you would get 20 trick or treaters, fucking do it. Buy full size candy bars.
Yeah.
something
My mom
cool.
just got the Costco pack
Yeah.
of Snickers, and then she would give out the Snickers, and kids are like, she's like, "Yeah, their eyes get real wide." I'm like,
Well,
"I bet
yeah.
they do."
I mean, you don't
Listen,
have to go
also-
king size, just full size, regular size. Like,
Yeah.
not,
Also, Snickers.
they're tiny.
Snickers isn't that great of a candy bar.
you shut your face.
That's rough.
There are much better candy bars out there. Like it's good. I
Right.
like a Snickers.
I mean, I'm with you. It's not the
But,
king
like,
of candy bars,
yeah.
but it's a damn fine one.
It's all right. Fast break, motherfucker. Give out fast breaks.
Yeah, fast breaks.
I will trick or treat at your house.
When it comes
If
to
you give
like
out fast
Halloween candy and fun size ones, 100 grand.
I was about
Yeah,
to say,
I think
how-
is 100 grand. I think is the king because that's just the right amount of 100 grand because
Yeah.
that thing is gonna like melt your teeth together when you try to eat it, and that small piece is just enough. Like I would not want a full size 100 grand
I
bar
think
ever.
the other one that's really good in small form is, I think, Three Musketeers. Because
Yeah,
like,
a
I-
whole Three Musketeers
yeah,
is not good. That's
it's
too much nougat.
Yeah, that's too much. So like this fun size, one or two
with
fun
nougat.
size is like perfect, but a full size Three Musketeers, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm usually really done with it by the end.
They should have like a mid-size. Like fun size is like this big. It's like an inch square, right?
Yeah.
Full candy bar is about as long as $1, right? 6
Probably
inches,
five
or 6
yeah.
inches. Yeah, we need a 2.5-inch candy bar. Like, did fun size used to be that small, and they've just made them smaller, so it's
Oh yeah,
fucking
Yeah,
bullshit?
fun size was like half the size of a regular candy bar.
Was it half
originally,
the size?
I think,
Okay.
or maybe a quarter or third or so. But I mean, it was like now they're a single bite. They're like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's no fun for anybody.
What was it? Do they still make the cookies and cream Hershey's? Those were good, but also like a thing that was really good in fun size.
yeah,
'cause
they
they're really
do.
rich.
I'd like a whole cookies and
Well,
cream.
I do,
Hershey's
but I'm
bar.
like that's
I'm a sinner.
I'm just saying that's decadent. I'm saying it's a good fun
It's
size one.
because white chocolate has so much sugar in it
Mm-hmm.
compared to regular chocolate.
I don't like white chocolate.
I do. I'm a sinner.
I only like it in
I know
like,
it's not-
in like
it's
a white
not-
chocolate macadamia nut cookie.
That's the best presentation
Yeah.
of white chocolate, to be honest. But
Yeah.
white chocolate, I know it's not chocolate.
Yeah, it's the oil.
Fuck
whatever.
off. I
Yeah, I
don't
was
care.
gonna say because I don't like super
Tastes
super
good.
dark. Like I mean, I don't like anything close to like real chocolate. Like when the more
Yeah.
closer to real
Yeah,
chocolate,
I,
you
I
get,
only
so-
like shitty milk chocolate.
Man, I love a dark chocolate. In that arena, I am also a sinner.
I mean, there are certain darks I like because there is a bitterness to like real cocoa that is like is an enjoyable sensation. But I just feel like some of them it's like the ones where it's like I like a little hop in my beer. I just don't want it to be all fucking hops. Like like that's the thing is like I want to taste some of it, but not like that be all I taste.
Yeah. Beer.
I'm not pushing.
like this.
This is a very open and non-pressurized invitation. That's the word I wanted. When you are done being bored, or you want to if you want to go do things in the day, I'm saying, whenever you feel like it, you take your time and get all your relaxing in, and we can go.
We should go to that
bullshit.
computer recycle store during the week.
Okay.
Fuck around over there.
Is it a computer recycle store?
Yeah, it's like an electronics recycler, and they.
Have you been there?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's not a real large place. We won't be spending a lot of time there, but
Whatever.
yeah.
Fuck off, and then go to the.
I mean, I don't know
Hooters.
if Jack's Recycling, not JAX. You would think it would be, but it's Jack like a guy.
JACK, apostrophe S.
I don't know if that still exists or not, but that's at least the other one, the veterans one, whatever it's called, is they have a little showroom to look at the shit. Jack's was
You just go in a
it's
warehouse.
just a fucking
Just-
recycling place, and they you can dig through some shit, but it's not organized at all.
There's a guy that I follow on YouTube that it's Cathode Ray Dude. If you're looking for that dude, makes some good content. But he used to do this thing where he'd go to electronics recyclers because he lived in Seattle and there was a bunch of shit there. You could find all sorts of crazy shit, and I'm like, yeah, I want to go do that. I want to go poke through old electronics and take some home.
I still miss. I still struggle to remember the name of the fucking place that was in Orlando that had all the random electronic shit. I always want to say it was called Red Rockets because they had an old classic Red Rocket retro Red Rocket ship outside.
Shit, I know what you're talking about. That was on Lee Road.
Mm-hmm. It was fucking amazing. That place was so cool.
What was the name of that damn place? I know exactly where you're talking about.
That place was so rad.
And I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It's not on Lee Road. I don't think it's on there anymore. You could see it from I-4.
It had a weird name like Coleman's, or it was something generic, just a person's name or something. But
Everett Charles Technologies.
Is that it?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Oh. I feel like I tried to Google it, but I don't think it exists anymore. But yeah, we used to go there.
Magnetron Incorporated.
They used to have that. That was still open when I was going to school and stuff, and down there and doing theater work. So we would go in there and find prop stuff all the time because you could just find miles and miles of cables and bullshit and just turn it into whatever.
Lee Road Tire Center.
Definitely not.
No? Are you sure? Lewis Electronics. That's
you're really gonna make me dig it.
That's in Orlando.
It's in there too.
Cleveland. You might be able to find it.
I thought it was on
think it'd be
Colonial
hilarious.
or something.
I don't think it was as far down as Colonial. Might have been on Fairbanks.
Yeah.
I miss thrift stores having good shit. Good.
But I know
weird
it was
shit.
right off of I-4.
You can never find you can still find good clothes and shit in thrift stores, but you cannot find electronics like you used to be able to. You can't just find a completely working stereo that's in good shape and is $4 at a thrift store anymore. It's fucking bullshit. Or at a Goodwill, people just go in and wipe that shit out and resell it on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace.
Sucks.
I hate that shit. Just like eBay is fucking trash.
Skycraft? Is that it? Skycraft parts?
It might be.
I don't know. God, I wasn't there.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Oh, it's clearly in a different place from where it was. If this is in fact it. Oh, but that definitely looks like it on the inside.
It's Colonial. I think it's Colonial Photo and Hobby.
Is that it?
I think.
Maybe I'm thinking of different places.
Serving Orlando since 1954. They sell rocket kits.
Oh yeah, no, here it is. Skycraft. There's the fucking red rocket.
Skycraft.
Yeah, Skycraft parts and surplus. That's
Oh,
totally.
a surplus store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wasn't necessarily like a recycling place. It was just like a fucking weird. Go find some weird goddamn shit in it.
And it still exists.
It totally still exists. Yeah.
Dude, road trip.
Yeah.
Ooh, wire, cable, and yeah. Look at
Yeah, I'm
big
saying
capacitor.
this was like our fucking gold mine when we were making theater stuff because it was just
Edgewaters. Okay.
yeah, but yeah, it still even has the retro red rocket thing outside,
Red Rocket. Yum.
or maybe that's pictures from the old location.
No, that's the old one.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
new one does not have.
Yeah,
it
that's just-
anymore.
it's just
actually they moved.
yeah, it looks
It
like
was
that.
not on Edgewater before.
Okay, but yeah, that's totally it. Skycraft. I can't believe actually. Wow, that's some good
Yeah,
Google.
because see, there's Lee Road right there.
Yeah.
I knew it was close.
That's some Google fooling right there. I can't believe I
Yeah,
actually
good
did
job.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to go there all the time. It was just like Like they just walk in and they're like, "What are you working on this week?" Because we had to
No,
do,
that place looks like the shit. I want to go there.
we had to do this. We did this one show. It was I think the name of the play was called Tourist Trap, and I mean I think it was just something that somebody wrote, but it was like we did it in a black box theater, and so we had to do it like it was supposed to be like the whole thing took place at like a vacuum cleaner museum. And some like one of those weird like
I got a guy to hook you up with vacuum cleaners
attraction
if you
type
want.
places like that. So we had to have like we had to go find like we had basically everybody bring if they had a broken vacuum, basically just walked around school like you own a broken vacuum cleaner, bring it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Got as many of those as we could, and then just went there to like find all kinds of other shit to like go around and stuff.
Bunch of rando shit.
I live around the corner from a Kirby store.
Oh, yeah.
So if you ever need some vacuum cleaners, I got a guy. His name's Brent, and he's weird as fuck.
It's okay. I actually know someone who is a Kirby. Like I know someone of that family.
Oh, in the Kirby family?
Yeah.
Like,
Just saying, it's a weird small world.
so all right. Brent told me the last time that somebody drove their car into his
Chrysler building.
establishment. Yeah. Oh man. But like where the Kirby shop is, it's people crash into it like once a year.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's
Sucks to be them.
yeah. It's around the corner from my house, so I heard it and I went down there, and Brent for some reason was at his Kirby store at 2 a.m. And
Fucking Brent.
yeah, I told him Brent's a fucking weirdo. And I'm like, hey dude, you all right? Everything cool? And he's like, actually, I last time somebody did this, I stacked up about 200 vacuum cleaners on that wall, and now there are 200 broken vacuum cleaners on that wall.
So he's just insurance scamming
Yeah,
it?
he's insurance scamming it. Yeah,
Okay.
told you, Brent's a fucking weird dude.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, like...
He deserves it. Like,
well, no, I'm saying, like, that's... Again, we were talking about the difference between thugs and criminals, and, like...
Yeah.
Like, the fact that, like, last time I had to go to the post office, which is never fun, but last time I had to go to the post office, I'm standing there, and, like, this is not a... It's not one of those small, like, two-person post offices. This is, like...
the one right down from your old place?
It might have been the one on Craven.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, yeah, it's a big post office.
I wasn't going to dime you out.
Well, I don't care. I don't live there anymore. And also, I like saying Craven because West.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a large post office. And, like, I'm standing in line, waiting my turn, and guys, like, shooting the shit with the guy behind the counter. And, he's doing the, like, okay, what are you sending? Where are you sending it? And he's basically like, the guy's just like, in a loud voice for everyone to hear, he's just like, yeah, it's a hacked Fire Stick. I'm sending it to my cousin so he can watch all the UFC stuff. And I'm like, the post office guy is just like, oh, yeah, I got one of those. It's amazing. I'm like,
Y'all stop saying you're doing crimes
I'm like,
out loud.
you do realize this is a government building, and like the people that are supposed to care about that are in the government,
Are the
right?
government,
like,
right.
I mean, I'm just fuck. Like, I don't care.
Stop diming yourselves out.
Well, yeah, it's just like maybe don't say that really loudly in public in the fucking federal building is all.
Yeah, Brent probably shouldn't have told me that he was, trying to commit insurance fraud because we're not friends, and I also just said it on the internet.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Yeah, fuck you, Brent.
I mean, we're not.
You're a real dirtbag.
Yeah,
That's a vacuum cleaner joke.
yeah, I get it.
But no, actually, if you want to know, just to further the weird, like everybody's related and connected. The person that I know is a Kirby. Clearly, I'm outing them a little bit because I think that actually is their last name. But there's probably a lot of people named Kirby, so fuck you. But yeah, that's when I had my surgery, when I had my gallbladder removed. She's who recommended my surgeon. So I'm just saying, like, it's weird that, like, just saying, these are people I know. So.
Yeah, that's weird. All right, well, I think we're about done. Mackie getting up and leaving the room is indication of that.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
10:40. We started early as fuck, and
That's
we've
true.
just been running our mouths
just
for like
talking shit. All right, closing the chat. I hope those spammers are gone
Bye.
because we're leaving it.
love to cheap fuck, then we're in. Hey, they ripped off our our intro.
Hey, what? Love to cheap fuck?
Love to cheap fuck, then we're in.